Audio check. Audio check. Go ahead, guys. Do a little intro here. Make sure it's going through.
Good afternoon. It's 1 minute to. Good afternoon and welcome to the David Ross Sports Village here in the heart of Nottingham for this Division 1 BAFA clash between the Nottingham Caesars and the Sheffield Giants. I'm Matt Walker.
Audio check. There we go.
And I am joined in the commentary booth by Simon Stockwell. Good afternoon, Simon. It's still not afternoon.
Yeah. Good morning, Matt. How are we doing?
We're all right. We've had a couple of run-throughs here pre-game and still trying to wait for the afternoon to tick over. But it will be here before you know it, as will kick-off of this Division 1 clash, as I mentioned, between the Nottingham Caesars, the home team, and the Sheffield Giants. Just before we wait for our officiating crew to do the coin toss, Nottingham recruited a heck of a lot of players this year, particularly with some returning players, the likes of Dan Johnson and Will Hobbs coming back, and I think those guys have kind of opened the floodgates for other players to come and join this programme.
Yeah, very much so. I think, who else have we got? We've had Henry Scanlon come in from the University of Nottingham. A lot of University of Nottingham Trent, Loughborough have also recruited a fair few players as well today. Huge squad here for the Caesars. I mean, we've got the rosters out in front of us, and I've never seen a squad this big for the Caesars.
And you're looking, it starts at number 2 and goes all the way down to number 99, and there's not many gaps in between, to be fair. So it is a very much a squad that has strength in depth. And under 19 graduates from the junior programme, Sean Endicott, who runs that junior programme really well. It looks like a really good season for them upcoming as well.
Well, gee, thanks, Matt.
Oh, that's Sean in the background.
I'm the cameraman today. Hello, everyone.
But this future definitely does look bright for the Caesars as we see them come to the middle of the field to join the captains. Refereeing crew today led by Mike Crotch-Harvey and Robin Boyd. Robin Boyd, our referee today, umpire Mike Crotch-Harvey. Back judge Paul Todd. Line judge Richard Samples and the headline judge John Franklin. So we're always grateful for our officiating crews who are enable us to put these games on. And we've switched to Sheffield a little bit now, Simon. Obviously, Sheffield, a Prem team the last couple of years, finding their way now back in Division 1. What do you expect to see from them? Will this be a rebound year for them?
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to be hoping for, isn't it? They're back down in Division 1. They're hoping to at least have a shot at springing straight back up into the Premiership. They spent several years up there. Back as far as I can remember, actually. So they spent a fair few years up there. I'm sure they're looking for straight back up, 1 year down, straight back up.
So we see the coin toss is now complete. The Caesars will be receiving, attacking from left to right on the screen as you look, and the pleasantries will disperse, and we will see the starting offence for Nottingham taking the field, led by quarterback number 12, Liam McGovern. And alongside him, his main weapons will be 25.
That's Wellington Taffray. I may refer to him as Welly T. Played with him back in the day.
And number 5, James Draper, make up the backfield. Big offensive line of Lee, Eardley, McCabe at centre, Jones and Hunt out on the edges. And then we've got the receiving core of Harrison, Harvey and Uluwatosun. So it should be a promising start for these Caesars as we just await for this game to get underway. Speaking to head coach Warner before, he very much suggested that in this initial back and forth, it will be the defence of the Caesars that look to set the tone. And there are some big bodies out there who I know are going to bring the load, Simon.
Yeah, very much so. I think Caesars have always prided themselves on a very strong defence, always strong defensive line, linebackers, quick DBs, go and intercept passes, take them all the way. I think the defence are really going to want to lead the charge here today.
Unfortunately, we are a little limited today in terms of the information we've got for Sheffield, so we'll try and bring you names as and when we can. But names and numbers are a little bit more difficult to come by. But I say, if you are watching on the stream, thank you for joining us. You can obviously drop in any messages you want to give via the live chat. We'll try and give you a shout out if we can as we go along. So final preparations being made as the Giants huddle prior to their kickoff, but the Caesars very much look ready for this. So pre-game predictions then, Simon. You know, it's difficult because we've not seen the Caesars take the field yet, but on paper, are we looking at a Caesars W here?
Well, I think we've got to back a Caesars W here, not just because we're streaming the game for them, but I think the offense here for the Caesars is going to give the Sheffield defense some difficulties, but also the Caesars defense. I mean, my gosh, look at the players they've got. But they've got the Fisher brothers, Mickey and Paddy, Will Hobbs, Cam Murray. That is a defensive backfield you don't want to play against. We've got Henry Scanlon, we've got Jeffrey, we've got Robertson on defensive line, linebacker. they're stacked at all three levels of the defence. I don't know what Sheffield are going to try and do here. Whether if they're going to run or pass, I think it's going to be an interesting to see their offensive game plan, I must admit.
And then, as we mentioned, they've got the depth then behind that as well. Not just that starting D, they've got depth to come, which means they'll be able to rotate and keep those legs running, fit and healthy for the duration of the game. So just about to get things underway. This obviously is the early kickoff in this current week of BAFA action. There are loads more games going on around the country, kicking off from 2:30. This one will be in the final stages then, but if we can bring you score updates in those final games towards the end of this one, we will do. But here we go then, ready to get the opening home game of the 2023 Nottingham Caesars BAFA campaign underway, and the ball is up and away. And it's going to be fielded just inside the 10-yard line. Little switch there. And a good run on the outside. Makes one man miss up to midfield. And this could be taken back all the way. No, inside the 50, down to the 30, to the 20. It does look like it's going to be an opening touchdown. Touchdown Nottingham. 90 yards on the opening gambit.
What a play to start the season there. Look at the Caesars sideline going mental. I mean, we can hear them up here from where we're broadcasting from, and we're a good 150, 200 metres away from them. That is an enormous play to start the season.
Again, we'll try and bring you touchdown scorers if we can, but our vantage point is a little tricky with trying to identify those numbers. But nevertheless, a great return and the perfect start for Nottingham. So going on to try the extra point now. Looks like actually the way they're forming, it's going to be going for 2 rather than kicking the extra points. McGovern comes on at quarterback, and his first snap is going to be for a 2-point conversion, which I can guarantee he never envisaged in his wildest dreams.
Yeah, I must admit, I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. You'd normally, first snap, you maybe hand the ball off, take a nice easy run, get a few yards. This time there seems to be a bit of confusion as well. They're just getting another player out into the backfield.
And that was Welly T, as you affectionately call him, coming on late. The ball is up and handed off on first down. That's well tracked. And Draper tries to find a way, dances laterally, but then is accosted for a loss. And that is going to be a no good on the conversion. And I suppose now we will get to see at least this anticipated Caesars defence.
Yeah, very much so. I think Sheffield had that really well tracked down there, going for the sort of wide zone off to the fullback almost there. Bit of an interesting look, almost the old 49er style playbooks there. But yeah, we're going to see what this Caesars defence is made of. I think this is the unit that's going to carry the team this year, I must admit.
So, fast start then for the Nottingham outfit. And I suppose even though Sheffield have conceded 6 on that opening kickoff, they'll be buoyed by that defensive stand on first down. The defence have obviously come to play, and obviously that was the starting Caesars offence. I know it was a conversion rather than running the regular playbook, but at least they've managed to gain a little bit of momentum back by stopping that 2-point attempt.
Yeah, you've got to think though, heartbreak on special teams. There's 3 phases of the game for a reason, and you can't be conceding an opening kickoff for a touchdown, really, can you?
Round 1 then goes to Nottingham. Let's see how the Giants respond. Back to kick for the Caesars is Danny Johns. Number 9, centre of the lineup there. And again, like you said earlier, Simon, it seems to be a little bit of confusion about where these Caesars are lining up on special teams as well. Yeah,
I think first game of the season, you can kind of understand it. Though this is an interesting kickoff formation, I must admit. We've got 3, 4, 5 double stacks.
Interesting. Like you say, you would normally see them lined up all the way across the field, but there are 5 double stacks there. Johns puts the ball into the air, and it's a line drive which bounces at the 24. And the Giants try the same strategy that the Caesars did. And it does look to be successful. And this could be a game of kick returns as out past the 40, up to the 42-yard line. That's number 16 for Sheffield on the return, I believe. Try and get a name for you when we can. In fact, here we go. Number 16 for the Sheffield Giants is Baron Abrahams. So a good opening return for the Giants, which sees them 3 yards shy of Caesars territory for their first possession.
Interesting to see a lot of teams going for this old reverse on the kickoff now as well. I think this was pioneered by a couple of university teams over the past few years.
I don't think it's that interesting, considering GB does it.
Well, I was trying to keep that one quiet, Sean, but here we go.
I thought Sean was just a cameraman today. I tell you what, he needs to stop chipping in, doesn't he? Hey?
He chips in quite a lot.
Anyway, here we go. First down then, Giants. Ball handed off. And it actually was a reverse. Nice deception, and it comes on a reverse out from the backside. Picks up maybe 2 yards, just shy of midfield.
Yeah, almost tackled there in the backfield as well. And the QB very bravely handing the ball off with a defender in his face. I think that was either Mickey Fisher or Will Hobbs flying down from the safety position to make try and make the tackle there.
So 2nd and 8 upcoming. Giants still knocking on the door, trying to get into position. Into the Caesars half of the field. Handoff once again. Nice step to the right, just off tackling. He's going to pick up a first down and more, and that's Caesars defence a little insipid there. Not necessarily getting to the mark, but a good, well-designed run play. First down, Sheffield.
Yeah, good to see the power run concept there. You had the guard pulling off to the right. Yeah, I think first few plays, with both teams just trading blows. Going to see what happens here. Sheffield seems to be going quite quickly as well. They're getting to the line, very little huddling.
So here we go again then. First down, Sheffield. 2 plays on the ground so far, threatening blitz and then drop off. Now we go to the air. Pressure in his face, and that's intercepted. Picked off by number 6 for the Caesars. George Tomlinson with the pick. And Tomlinson, one of those under-19 graduates, making his debut for Nottingham, and it looked like Sheffield had something going on offense there, but that Caesars defense shuts the door and they're in business again, just outside the 30-yard line, where McGovern will take over.
Yeah, it was great to see. He drives straight down on the route, undercut it, picks the ball off, and we've returned it to about the 35-yard line here, I think we're going to be at. Yeah, this is as much as the first couple of plays, the Caesars defense probably want them back. That is not what play they want back. They want to keep that all day long.
So let's see what McGovern and the offense can do then. That backfield of Welly T. I quite like that, Simon. They'll go with that all day long. Welly T, number 25, and James Draper in the backfield alongside McGovern. First down, Nottingham on the Sheffield 35-yard line rather. Draper in a little bit of motion, and the option, triple option in fact, hands that off to Welly T, and he picks up good yardage for a first down close to the red zone. Yeah,
great play there. Looked like a triple option. Draper coming across. McGovern kept it and then pitched it off to Welly T. He got pressure in his face. First down yardage as well on the run. Great play to start the drive here.
Very, very promising opening gambit there from the Caesars offense. 1 play, 12 yards, first down, just outside the red zone. Again, no huddle again from Nottingham, just as we saw with Sheffield, trying to get those plays coming in from the sideline.
I do want to apologize, by the way, for the lag on the stream. We're doing our best to change the bit rate to get that going. Just apologize for any stream issues. Audio sounds fine though.
Here we go then, second down. McGovern looks to hand off, keeps the ball, then puts it up, throwing off his back foot. Dangerous pass intended for number 20, Elliot Harvey. That ball falls to the ground, but not the best idea throwing off your back foot like that, Simon.
No, not at all. I mean, he's got pressure in his face. Some QBs sit down and take the sack. I think Liam's very much a gunslinger. He's going to just throw that ball, and Elliot was open. It was just unfortunate he had pressure in his face. I think no pressure there. That's completed on the slant there.
So 2nd and 10 then, still just outside the red zone for the Caesars. McGovern now points out that Mike linebacker, making sure the protection is in place. Man in motion. Ball handed off this time. Welly T tries to avoid contact, bounces to his left-hand side, picks up maybe 1, and it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see what we go for here. We're sort of bordering on field goal range here, I would say. I know the Caesars kicker has got a bit of a leg as well. So, wonder whether they're going to try and pick up some yards, take the field goal, or whether they're going to try and go for it, go get the full yardage and go for the end zone.
You see the white helmeted figure, number 81 there, Josh Olawatasin. Apologies if I've mispronounced that.
I think that is correct, actually, yes.
Okay, there we go. But just for previous reference, he was the touchdown scorer on the opening kickoff. So credit where credit is due for Josh.
Yeah, Josh, great receiver. Been at Loughborough for the last few years.
3rd down then. Pitch this time out to Welly T. And he's got a little bit of room. Stiff arms, one man. Cuts back inside. He's going to be very close to first down yardage there. Great work by the Caesars running back. And there is the signal. for a first down.
Yeah, Welly T's such an elusive runner. You think you've got him and he's in a phone box and suddenly he's just not stood there anymore. It was always difficult when I had to play him in the past, and I was very fortunate when he came and played for the University of Nottingham with me.
So they moved the chains to the Caesars. I'm knocking on the door once again. 6-0 current score after that opening touchdown by Oluwatosin.
Yeah, Caesars looking at the sideline. They're going no huddle here.
Interesting departure from that normal huddle. Players coming in from the sideline, very much university style actually. Saw that in the final of UWE and Nottingham Gold. Oh, floated rainbow pass, and the ball is reeled in, but probably he would have been better off, would Ben Harrison have letting that one fall, although there might have been arguments it was almost a lateral.
Yeah, it was very close to backwards. I think at that point you take the ball and you're just going to have to take the loss of yardage. Just be safe. Possession is much more important than a few yards at this point in the field.
First negative play then, but that ball was dangerously rainbowed by McGovern. And it turns out being a loss of probably almost 10 yards.
Yeah, I don't think it helped that he shrugged off the first tackle while falling backwards, and they've almost given him forward progress, but 10 yards further back than he was.
Trips now then down to the right-hand side for McGovern. Only Welly T in the back
they've
five.
jumped.
And the ball is up, and it's caught, and it's that man again, Joshua Oluwatosin. There is a flag on the play, but we think that may well be a free play.
No, I think they've called it unimpeded to the quarterback. I think they called it dead before the ball was snapped. I heard the whistle come from the field prior to the snap going off, so I think the Caesars are going to have some heartbreak here.
Well, on the one hand, credit to the officials, because if it is, like you say, unabated to the quarterback, it's the quarterback as safety has got to be the priority. But at the same time, I think in that sort of situation, McGovern would have gone, no, I'm fine, give me the 6 points.
Yeah, very much so. He'll take the hit and throw the ball up, see what happens on the free play.
We've seen this logistically in the past where you say, well, wait a second, the play happened anyway. But once that whistle blows, you gotta let it stop. That's the main thing here. So that's why we don't have a score.
Sean Endicott showing his talent, multitasking, producing the stream, and giving valuable insight as well.
Yeah, currently trying to find the second laptop.
So it is against the Giants then, as we mentioned, unabated to the quarterback, offside. So that will be a 5-yard penalty against Sheffield. And it'll be a redo on the play, and the Caesars will be hoping for a similar outcome. The Caesar sideline, though, still not happy about the fact that 6 points are being taken off the board there. But hey, them's the rules.
They are the rules. Interesting that the first hard count I think we've seen from the Caesars today, and Sheffield jumped straight away, and all of the defensive line jumped. All 4 of them were offside, not just a single one. So I think that's something that Mike Romano and Grant Lawless are going to be looking to come back to in future plays.
Oluwatosin is a Great Britain player, Offensive Player of the Year last year, one of the Caesars captains as well, already making his presence felt on special teams and almost on offense as well. McGovern just threw basically a jump ball there, and Oluwatosin went up and got it. This time ball's handed off a massive hole over left tackle, and Welly T takes it inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line.
I think, yeah, that Sheffield Giants player that made the tackle, I'm afraid we don't know who you are, but I think he was the last guy there that was making a tackle. We had a block stood there ready to go, and I think that's the only thing that saved a touchdown there for the Giants. We're going to be looking at, what, third and 7, but effectively 3rd and goal here with only about a yard away from the end zone for the first down. Welly T's been running really well today as well, hasn't he? About 4 or 5 carries for probably 30-plus yards.
Absolutely, and yeah, he just showed good lateral movement and lovely sort of agility. Those jump cuts working very well on this service here at the University of Nottingham. There's that hard count again. That hard count gets that hold of the defensive line once again, and that's going to be close to giving them an automatic 1st and goal. But looking at where the chains are, I think it's going to end up being 3rd and about a yard.
Yeah, where are they? We're about the 8-yard line. It's going to be a 4-yard penalty for half distance, so they're going to be about 3rd and 3 here, I think. Oh no, I think they've given a false start.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I did see the Sheffield players pointing, but as a defensive lineman myself, if you jump, you also point at the other guy and hope.
But they are marching that football back, and the referee, Robin Boyd, does deem that is a false start against the Caesars offence. So this is 2 steps forward, 1 step back for Nottingham on this particular drive. 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 11 then, where that down marker is positioned. Will they rely on the fast feet of Welly T? Will McGovern look at this space that Josh has got out here, number 81. It could be another jump ball, and it is. He's looking that way. He's eyeing Josh over the middle, and now he's in trouble. He's trying to use his feet to scramble. He's got loads of room if he elects to tuck the ball and run, which he does, and he's going for the corner of the end zone. Hangs that ball out over the sideline. He's going to be short, but it should be enough for a first down.
Yeah, incredible play there by McGovern. Nothing there. All the players going to the left-hand side. Looked like a big flood concept going that side. Liam tucks and pulls the ball to the right, and I think has just managed to scramble his way in for a first down. We'll wait to see if the chains get dropped here effectively at this point rather than the chains being moved. But we do have a Giants player down on the field.
Number 56 down for the Giants. As I mentioned, we'll attempt to try and bring you Giants numbers as and when we can. But a good opening start here for Nottingham. This just gives us an opportunity while we have this unfortunate injury to a couple of words from our sponsors. The Pizza Box, Nottingham's finest wood-fired pizza. Event catering tailored to your needs. Weddings, birthday parties, hen and stag do's, festivals and any other celebrations. Find us on Instagram, Facebook and at thepizzabox.uk. Apologies. We also have United Kingdom Drone Service, one of our sponsors as well. Based in the East Midlands, United Kingdom Drone Service are fully qualified in RTK Mapping, confined space surveys, roof surveys and industrial inspections. Whether it's residential, commercial or industrial, contact United Kingdom Drone Service for all your surveying needs. The email address for that will be cameron@ukdroneservice.co.uk. And finally, obviously we're bringing you this stream in association with the UK American football scene, Britball for all. Look to bring everything from the latest news, fixtures, latest scores, results and pictures from the domestic American Football League covering adult, senior, women's, youth and junior disciplines. UK American football scene, Britball for all, have all your Britball needs covered on Facebook. So head over to there and check them out. Nice to see that number 56 for Sheffield is back up and managed to leave the field under his own steam. And we will have first and goal Nottingham from the 1 yard line.
So let's see what they do here. We're going to try and punch it in on the ground, or you think for a fade up to Oluwatassin?
Well, you've got to expect with 4 to go, you've got to keep it on the ground first because it's the lowest risk strategy, isn't it? Neither of the backs particularly big. I suppose James Draper out of the two is more of a power back. But at the same time, Welly T, pretty stocky himself. Look at this formation. It almost looks like the old Rhino formation it was used to run. And actually, it looks like from under centre was Josh Oluwatassin. I believe that was who took that ball straight up the middle behind centre. He's definitely there, the white helmeted figure of Oluwatassin, but no call yet from the officials. And in fact, where that line judge is coming from,
I think they've marked it short,
Yeah.
I must admit.
and now it's signalled touchdown.
There we go. They just want to keep us all in suspense here, don't they?
So Josh with his second score of the day, already as we mentioned previously, playing a captain's role in this first quarter.
I know. One on special teams, one rushing, had one receiving taken off him. He's trying to do it all today. I'll tell you what. I think the formation's coming out again. Look at this for a formation.
Exactly the same idea. Oh, and there's a false start there on the end of it. Obviously,
Got too excited.
obviously pointing the other way is that Caesars player on the edge of the offensive line. And actually, it's looking like the officials might agree with the Burgundy.
I think the Sheffield Giants player was going to go for the old Troy Polamalu and go over the top and try to take him out as the ball got snapped. Which, I mean, it's only going to cost you a yard. I don't really blame you, I must admit. Definitely a bit of a conference going on here as well, isn't there?
There is indeed. Those flags remain on the floor.
We've got one either side, haven't we?
And one in the middle.
Even it up.
So a nice spread formation for the flags. And the official signal will now come in from referee Robin Boyd. It's going to be false start against the offense. Oh, sorry, no.
It's offside.
It is going to be offside.
Just for you all, we're going to bring in a special treat for this goal line play.
So we're going to
The
have
return of the end zone camera.
The end zone camera's being broken out. I think this is the camera you're going to want, and obviously this is going to be a sweep to the right now that Sean's not going to keep up with.
I'll zoom out. I'll do my best.
So big discussions still going on now for the Caesars. Josh Oluwatosin is still there in the middle of that huddle. His backfield partner James Draper still alongside.
They're still chatting.
They are. And it's going to be Josh who remains under centre, look, with that same formation. Is he going to elect to try and replicate his touchdown play? The Giants have stacked that middle. Look at that defensive line. Now he drops back into shotgun. And now he's going to take off to the right-hand side. Back his speed. Can he get there? He lunges and he's going to be well short. Great lateral pursuit there by the Sheffield Giants defence. And that's going to remain Nottingham 12 and Sheffield 0 rather.
Yeah, Sheffield 0. I think Grant Lawless there. I believe Grant Lawless is the run game coordinator for the Caesars, getting tricky with his formations. I'm a big fan of watching Josh drop back as well. You know, threaten the pass there, and I think that's definitely something that Grant has probably put in as well, knowing what Grant is like.
Absolutely. So 2 first quarter touchdowns for the Caesars. Both conversions attempts failed, which gives us the scoreline of Nottingham 12 and Sheffield 0 in this Division 1 clash here from the University of Nottingham David Ross Sports Village. On this spring afternoon, weather playing ball at the moment, although there is some rain forecast a little bit later on. We may well just miss that here in Nottingham.
Interesting that the Caesars are going for 2-pointers as well. The Caesars do have actually multiple kickers on their roster. Electing to go for 2 points. They're trying to make a statement here to start the game.
Speaking to Grant earlier in the week, he did mention about, of all the practices he's ever been involved with, Wednesday night's practice excited him more than he'd been for a long time. Now, whether that's just the final practice before the opening game of the season or whether there is something special brewing here in Nottingham remains to be seen. But in the first quarter with the score 12-0 for the hometown Caesars, maybe Grant was onto something. Ball is up and fielded in, so at the goal line. It bounces into the goal line, to the end zone rather, and that will be a touchback.
I was rather confused by Sheffield in that return. Two of their front linemen decided to run directly through all of the Caesars, and it almost looked as if they were attempting to set up crackback blocks at the top of the screen. I just watched them run past, and I decided not to watch the rest of the play because I was so confused by what they were doing.
Well, there wasn't a lot to see, to be fair. The returner let the ball hit the deck, and it bobbled into the end zone. So first down Sheffield from the 20. Let's see. Remember their previous drive ended in that turnover. Danny Johns. Oh, no, sorry, not Danny Johns, was it?
George Tomlinson.
George Tomlinson. It was. Funny you know that name, Coach?
Yeah, one of the first players I ever coached.
So here we go, first down then. Ball stays up the middle for Sheffield, and they try and push the pile. Turns into a bit of a rugby scrum there. Does pick up positive yardage, but...
I just want, because I have a different angle on that one than you guys. I can't imagine that was the play design. The quarterback had the ball in his hand, and then the running back just kind of followed him, and then the quarterback kept looking at the running back, being like, are you going to take this? And then they all just kind of trucked forward.
So, regardless, it is a positive play. It's picked up 4 yards for Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield's still staying in this no huddle. Both teams in no huddle, actually, for the time being.
2nd and 4. Ball keeps on the ground again. Another pickup. Maybe 2 or 3 on the play, which will bring up short 3rd and around about 2.
Sheffield going really heavy, lineman pulling. I think 2 linemen pulled there, almost on a counter type play. We've seen power run a lot from them as well. I think they're going for a big gap run scheme today.
It'll be interesting to see if they don't convert here, whether they do go for on 4th down, just inside the 30-yard line. But that defensive line of Nottingham, only 3 down linemen, in fact. 3 down linemen, 4 backers. Now trying to fill the gaps. Man in motion for the Giants, and it is a little jet sweep, but now the quarterback keeps it. Nicely executed there to pick up the first down.
Yeah, very much like the old inverted veer play. Bring the jet sweep across, see what happens, and the QB's taking that up the middle for a short game of about 3 or 4, but that's enough for a first down to move the chains. Really staying in the no huddle here, aren't they? There's no messing around from the Giants. They're just straight up to the line. They must have somebody on the sideline signalling plays.
First down, Sheffield, their own 32-yard line. Shotgun for the Giants. Quarterback rolls to his right. Now steps back into the arms of a defender who he manages to bounce away from and then picks up a yard.
Yeah, Jamie Gatley, it looked like, had him wrapped up from the nose tackle position, but we've got a flag out. I can only presume it's going to be holding given where it's thrown. But let's see what the officials come out with.
Yeah, I would agree. It does look like a penalty in the position of holding, and the Giants do seem to be walking themselves back a little as well.
Oh, it's still good pursuit there from the defensive line of the Caesars as well. QB's running around a lot. Nose tackle breaks through. It looked like the end had broken through, which what caused him to turn back. Linebackers flowing down. Great play from the front seven.
If I can just interrupt real quick. I recognize that the stream's having some smudging issues with the video. I'm at halftime. I'm going to try to change to a different system, but I just can't do that mid-game. So you're just going to have to rely on the tenor and baritone voices of Matt and Simon here for a while.
I was going to say, imagine it's radio BAFA. Okay, you don't need to be looking at the pictures. We've got you covered. And it's Josh Allen, who's at quarterback for the Giants. He drops back to pass after the penalty. Now he's scrambling out and he pitches the ball to the intended receiver there just to try and make sure he doesn't take a loss. And he does manage to evade the loss, but it will remain 2nd and 20 after the hold.
Yeah, incredible pressure there from the defensive line. I'm trying to work out who we've got. It does look like Jamie Gatley there at nose tackle. We've got Henry Scanlon playing the defensive end. I'm afraid I don't know who the other white helmet is at the top of the screen. I've not been around the Caesars this off-season, so I'm not entirely sure just off body type and equipment who's playing where.
I'll try and get a number for you up there. But our distance away from the screen as the Sheffield Giant receiver comes in motion all the way from right to left. Then the ball is handed off and a big gap between guard and tackle there.
Again, look like the inverted veer style. It's kind of difficult to tell whether he's holding it deliberately or whether he's holding it in the running back's belly accidentally and he's not quite handed it off yet. But still, a gain of about 5 on that one. Where are we? We're going to be 2nd or 3rd?
Yeah, it's 3rd down now.
Yeah,
and it's 3rd and
down.
15. So obviously that holding penalty on 1st down put the Giants in some trouble. Trips to the right, and then the running back goes over there now. A little bubble screen tried to be set up, and that's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver and falls harmlessly to the floor. Some of the Caesars trying to claim that was a catch and fumble, but it was never in the possession of that Sheffield receiver.
No, very much so. I think even if he'd caught that little rocket screen, he's not taken that very far. Multiple DBs there, linebackers tracking across. I think they saw it all the way. The running back even half motioned out early to try and go and get a lead block there. But it looks like Sheffield are going to come out to punt for the first time today.
That man back deep to receive, number 81, Joshua Oluwatosin, alongside one of his teammates who I'm struggling to get a number for at the minute. And the ball is bobbled on the punt by the punter, and then Josh bobbles it as well and can do nothing more but just secure possession and drop on it.
Oh.
And wise decision.
That's a late hit they didn't call. Someone just decked somebody after the play about 40 yards from the ball.
So just off camera there, you wouldn't have seen that on the main feed.
I'll show you the afters. But
yeah, you can see down there on the right hand side, Caesars players separating. Number 33 for Nottingham is Jack Rice. Well, that's if anybody who's been around American football for a while in this country may have heard the name Jack Rice. He's played all over the UK. He's a Great Britain Lion. He's also played out in Europe as well. And that Jack Rice, another one of the big BAFA names coming to provide his services to the Caesars this year.
Yeah, I think the Giants were stuck with a difficult decision there. Do you punt to Oluwatosin or do you punt to Will Hobbs? That is a horrible choice to try and make.
Well, it's not, because Will Hobbs is like 31 now, so he's got no wheels left at all.
No, that's true.
So to be fair, if I'm given the choice, I'm giving it Hobbsy every time. So first down, McGovern back to pass. He has to step up in the pocket and he can't evade the pressure up the middle, and that's going to be a sack and a loss of nearly 10 on first down.
Yeah, looks like the Giants brought a blitz there and absolutely swallowed up at the middle. Not where you want pressure to come as a quarterback.
Did we have a quarter change?
No, we're still going the same way.
We're still first quarter.
We're still going the same way. Thanks for your attention, Coach.
A lot of things I'm working on, man.
So 2nd and long then for the Caesars, McGovern and the Caesars. Will Hobbs and his family, and you know I'm only joking. You know how much we love him, really. But he's getting old.
Yeah, Hobbs is definitely getting old now. Come for one last hurrah with the Caesars.
Still got it though, and brings the leadership and the experience from the British game, British champion with Tamworth Phoenix, all around Europe as well. Played in Switzerland. There's a lovely pass out there, and the receiver still on his feet manages to bounce it outside and pick up a first down. And that's well done by both McGovern at quarterback and also the receiver. Didn't get a number.
I believe
there,
it's Mark Martin, number 80, playing out of almost a tight end spot there.
I think you're spot on with that one. So the Caesars managed to just about convert, but they're going to be short by a yard. So 3rd and 1 coming up. But a nice little dump off pass there to Martin from McGovern. Picks up 19 or so yards.
Yeah, it looks like we've got the power back Draper in here. I wonder whether this is going to be a dive down the middle.
You would expect so, but you've always got the threat here. Look, on the bottom of your screen, or the middle of your screen, Oluwatosin there on his own, man on man with the DB, number 29 for Sheffield. But you would have thought this one is going to go either up the middle or following that stack of receivers to the left. And it is Draper up the middle, and that's well defended, but unfortunately Draper's momentum does carry him forward, and the tackler can do nothing about stopping Draper picking up that first down.
Yeah, great contact, fall forward. I think he was hit at the line to gain, and then he's gained about 2 yards afterwards, so he's picked that up. We're going to be 1st and 10 from about 3 yards off halfway?
Yeah, indeed. 42-yard line of the Caesars. This is only their second offensive possession. Opening kickoff taken back 90 yards for a touchdown. Then we had the pick by Tomlinson, which ended the Giants' first drive. Oluwatosin thought he'd gone in for his second on a completed pass that was called dead for a Giants penalty. And then it wasn't too long before Oluwatosin did find his way into the end zone for the second time, as Draper takes the ball up close to midfield. And that second Oluwatosin touchdown gives us the score that we currently see, 12-0 in favour of Nottingham. Still in the first quarter here.
I'd say 36 minutes later, still in the first quarter. And not for lack of running either. No. There's been a lot of run plays. I wonder if the officials got the game clock right. has been known to happen before.
So right on midfield then, 2nd and 7 for Nottingham. They wait for the call to come in from the sideline.
Yeah, it looks like Grant Lawless signalling in the play there.
Oh, and there's a nice tight shot on Oluwatosin and his opposite number 29. McGovern pitches the ball out to the left this time, and Welly T tries to find some daylight. Picks up a yard before he's snagged to the floor by 45 and 48 of Sheffield. And after the early jitters, it does seem Nottingham have found a little bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, they seem to have settled down a bit. They look like they're going more towards the run than the pass. I think they've had pressure a few times with on the pass game and the play action game. So I think they look like they're gonna stay on the ground a bit more. But 3rd and 6 here, you would think that they're gonna more likely go to the air.
Just inside Giants territory then, McGovern surveys the field, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and that imposing figure of Welly T in the backfield on his right hand side. Final adjustments to the protection, and now the play is blown dead. Timeout by Nottingham. Once again, thank you for joining us on the stream. If you do want to get in touch with us, just stick a message in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're supporting. We'll try and give you a shout out if we can as the game goes on. But so far, so good for Nottingham. Got plenty of things coming in. Let's have a look during this timeout where we're at with things. So, come on the salads. Best of luck, Chris Hutchinson for the season MVP.
Yeah, Chris Hutchinson, long-time player for the Caesars there. Got plenty of support on the live stream, it seems.
Yeah, apologies once again. We're aware of the laggy stream, and we're doing our best to try and work on that. Disappointed to see that Simon Stockwell isn't strapping his ankle up and playing tough.
Oh, who is this?
That's Coach J.M. Scott. So that's the one and only.
The one and only Jason Scott. Yeah, Jason, I wonder why I'm not strapping my ankle up and trying to tough it out this time.
So yes, we are trying to do what we can with the camera. We're working on that, but thank you for joining us as we come out of the timeout now, and Nottingham, Oluwatosin goes in motion and the ball is faked up the middle and then thrown, completed pass just over the 40-yard line. And now the Giants sort of trying to suggest that there was a fumble on that one, but Elliot Harvey does make the reception, maintains possession, and will pick up good yardage for Nottingham. Harvey thought he was leaving the field and then was told to return. It is first down, Nottingham at the Sheffield 37-yard line. So far, not seeing a lot of personnel changes on offence.
No, the Caesars have stayed very almost static. Lots of the same players playing the same.
McGovern and Harvey and Willie T in the backfield, and McGovern goes to the air again. He looks for number 87, who makes a nice grab, looks to turn outside, then comes back to the centre of the field, stays on his feet, and then he's assisted by Jordan Lee. Jordan Lee, former Great Britain under-19 and Caesars under-19 player as well. And that time, Ben Harrison on the reception for Nottingham. Good enough for another first down, and the Burgundy and gold keep marching. First down, Caesars. 2 completed passes back to back for McGovern. He's still got Oluwatosin down at the bottom of your screen, isolated one-on-one with number 29. Ball handed off once again, and good deep penetration by the Sheffield Giants D-line, number 8, coming through to slow down the Nottingham back. That's Ronan Berger with the penetration for the Giants.
Yeah, I feel sorry for number 29, Matthew Sheridan of the Giants. He looks like he's been put on an island with Oluwatosin, and that's a very lowly island to be on.
So pickup of half a yard or so. Willie T joined in the backfield now by number 35, Ben Pugh.
Ben Pugh, big imposing back from the Nottingham Trent Renegades. Had the, I would say, pleasure or misfortune, depending on how you would like to see it, of having to play defensive line against him in previous games.
And that is the end of the first quarter here in Nottingham.
Logistics, I have both camera views up there on that screen right there. Is it okay for us to shuffle over there?
We can shuffle while the end of the quarter is...
We can definitely try.
Yeah, so if we shuffle, I'll just give you a little bit of a recap on the first quarter then. Opening score brought to you on that opening kickoff by Nottingham. Joshua Oluwatosin.
Sorry, guys, I think it's probably just, I know it's not very professional, but I'm really trying to get the picture quality better. So we're going to switch over to some other screens here logistically. And as the producer, I'll take the heat and apologize. So let's just clear out and get these guys over here. You guys can move these around. You see them live. Yeah, they're good to go. Yeah, we missed a play. I apologize. Sacked by Sheffield. All right, we're good to go.
To be fair, we've got a little bit of time. It looks like we've got a Giants player down on the field, so...
Unfortunately, I think he was one of the ones that made the big hit. You guys see okay?
So yeah, first play of the second quarter then. Unfortunately, there is an injured Giant on the play. So as I was saying then, that first quarter seemed to take an eternity, but 2 scores from Nottingham, opening up with that fantastic kick return by Oluwatosin. Conversion failed. Then we got the pick. Interception coming from Tomlinson. Sure. And then the Caesars managed to sustain that next drive, and Oluwatosin thought he'd got a receiving touchdown, but that was pulled back due to a Giants penalty. But it wasn't too long before Josh found his way into the end zone on a little quarterback keeper. Both conversions failed though, like Simon alluded to earlier. Interesting that the Caesars are going for 2 points rather than the 1 point conversion. And that gives us our current scoreline of 6-0. Oh, let's try that again. 12-0. My bad. Trying to do too many things at once. Is this how you expected this game to go, Simon?
I think so. Yeah, I think we've got to say low scoring offenses, but obviously Caesars first game of the season. They're going to have to try and find their feet. They've had a couple of off-season scrimmages. I believe they were trying to play Cambridgeshire, and then they didn't manage to play. They did play Manchester, obviously the national champions from last year. It's a great game for them, to Caesars, to go out and play. Arguably the highest quality football in the country. So I think they've got themselves about as well prepared as they can do, but nothing quite beats coming into the league and starting to play a proper game.
Absolutely. Good to see the Giants player off the field now as well. Looking back on the chat, yeah, hopefully we're trying to get this stream sorted for you. We're doing our best. Good to see we've got people watching from in Brighton. Mitch here watching from Colchester. Let's supporting Ben Harrison. So yes, good to know that you are on board, and we'll do our best to kind of try and bring you this stream and keep fixing. Sean working really hard to try and bring you this stream to the best of our abilities. Here we go then. We're back up and running after that big sack of McGovern. And he pitches the ball. And Welly T bounces off to the right hand side, picks up close to 10 yards.
That's the type of play call you make when you know you're going for it on fourth.
And there's no reason for Nottingham not to go for it on fourth down. 12-0 up. Inside the Giants' 25-yard line. Giants not really showing anything on offense as of yet.
No, what they had so far, punt, interception. How many drives have the Giants had? They had 2 or 3.
This is their third, yeah.
It'll be the third, yeah. So
Well, it will be when it comes up, yeah.
Yeah, one punt, 1 interception, yeah. Not much movement from the Giants' offense so far.
So McGovern again then. Trips to his left-hand side. Real tight formation. Man in motion then. Back to pass. He goes over the top. He's looking for Oluwatosin, who's open, wide open, on a post pattern. Got behind the secondary. No flags on the play. Touchdown Nottingham. And that's Josh's third of the day.
What did we say? 1 on special teams, 1 rushing, and the receiving one that was taken off him, he's rightfully claimed back.
Put him on defense.
I think we'll save him for the offense.
Yeah, fair enough.
But no, great play to Liam. Oluwatosin was wide open on a post route there. I don't know what the DB was doing, whether he was expecting safety help or something like that. But the DB, he was either dropped or just didn't know what he was doing. Wide open down the middle of the field for the touchdown.
To be honest as well, Josh was kind of waiting on that ball a little bit. So, but very well done. Great play design. And now we do see the kicking unit on the field for the first time.
Who's in 38?
38 it is kicking, which is Josh Jackerman. So maybe it's first quarter, go for 2 point conversion. Second quarter, let's kick him. We'll see what they do in the third. But at the moment, it is 18-0 in favour of the Caesars. Dan Johnson on the hold. Kick is up and it is good. Adding the extra points. to give us a 19-0 scoreline, Nottingham.
Yeah, I mean, great offensive play there. You're getting down towards the red zone. Why not have a shot at the end zone while you're there? 19-0. I think the Giants, they need to respond with points on this drive. Otherwise, I think the game's going to start to get a bit out of hand for them. It's weird to say that at the start of the second quarter, but I mean, here we are, 19-0 down early. So I wonder if we're going to get this the same formation from the Caesars on the kickoff. This weird double stack. I honestly have never seen a 5-man double stack before on a kickoff.
No, it is very unique. It does seem to be an interesting way to start a kickoff. So yeah, this one already slipping away after that long first quarter. Sheffield in their journey down the M1 to Nottingham to take on these Caesars, and the Caesars will be very buoyed at what they've seen so far, particularly on offense. I think defense has done a good job as well.
Bunch right, new formation, or same but closer together.
There's that double stack again, and now one player switches out. Ball is up and away. Play is blown dead for a touchback. Really jumping.
Stream's slightly better, but not great.
Nope. So Sheffield then will start their third possession with Josh Allen still under centre.
The Josh Allen?
Well, which one? There's a couple, aren't there?
This one's wearing 32.
Yeah.
Probably
well,
more defensive end number, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. So far, looking like a quarterback, running the offense relatively well for the Giants. Ball handed off. A little counter trap play almost. That picks up a couple of yards, maybe 5.
Yeah, big number 97, Sammy Robertson there, taking the ball carrier down. But I say, who have we got on the defensive line? Looks like Sammy Robertson. We've got Jamie Gatley. We've got Henry Scanlon there. That's an imposing defensive line. Henry Scanlon, not the biggest bloke in the world, but I tell you what, he's one hell of a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm. Second down and 5, Giants.
Speaking of which, there's that number 97 once again.
There we are, Sammy Robertson, big takedown in the backfield.
Right on cue. The commentators delight. Call somebody's name and they perform for you the very next play. So 3rd and 8 upcoming for Sheffield. They'll do well to convert this. You'd think they'd need to go to the air to have any chance of putting this one further downfield with that defensive line and the linebacking core, and here come those backers, and they do go to the air. That swing pass out on that little rocket.
Yeah, it looks like taken down for a few yards a game, but I think we're going to see the Sheffield Giants come out to punt again.
They've got to. They've got no choice, really. Can't give Nottingham a short field based on what they've done in the last 3 possessions.
Nearly picked off there by Henry Scanlon, number 93. Got a hand up, and I think the ball's just whizzed past it there.
4th and 5 then. Punt team do come on. Had trouble with the snap on the last punt attempt. See if Nottingham bring any pressure at all. Number 9, Danny Johns on the edge, threatens, then drops back, and it's a skewed punt there off the side of the boot. She's barely going to get to the halfway line.
Yeah, Caesar taking over with great field position there, just short of halfway. You've got to think that we're only just into the second quarter and they feel like they can drive down. They're only looking here 50 yards to drive down the field for another touchdown. Oh, my apologies, even less than that. I saw the ball spotted up on about the 40. Oh, it went off the side of the field and bounced back in. Fair enough.
Yep, so the Caesars now 43 yards from pay dirt to try and break.
That's pay crumb. That's the 3G of the David Ross Sports Village at the University of Nottingham. That's some pay crumb.
Pay crumb. Oh, wow.
Pretty pretty for that crumb, I'll tell you what. That's a nice pitch.
21st century pay dirt. Anyway, Here we go again then with McGovern. 3 receivers at the top, 1 coming in motion now. It's the focus of the afternoon. Now he's got twins on his left, twins on his right. Josh, number 81 in the slot on his right. Final preparations.
Oh, that's a nice run up the middle. Oh, they called it dead, that's why.
I think
I wonder whether number 53, Victor Sogverson, moved slightly early there. He seems to be motoring at quite some speed for Vic's general speed.
So, yep.
I think that's there. I think looks like the Caesar's going to be moving back 5 yards there on the false start.
Referee Robin Boyd. Timeout called for the Caesars. Again, big thanks to our BAFA officiating crew. Robin Boyd, referee, Mike Crutch-Harvey, umpire, John Franklin, Richard Samples and Paul Todd. The other judges. Crew managing to make things run nice and smoothly at the moment. It's 2nd and 10, Nottingham.
I thought the ball would have been moved back from there, unless it was a timeout or an official's timeout
Yeah.
called.
It would have been a 2-minute warning, but that would have been way too fast.
No,
Definitely not a 2-minute warning, Sean.
definitely a signal for timeout towards Nottingham. So whether or not Nottingham managed to call the timeout prior to the play being
I would.
snapped.
They did seem like they were taking the time. I wonder whether they've called a timeout trying to stop the delay of game.
Yeah. But nevertheless, still 10 yards to go, still first down. So that play didn't happen. No penalty on the play. McGovern dropping back to pass, feels pressure, steps up in the pocket, steps again to his right, keeps stepping. Manages to find out his way to the right-hand side, puts the ball over the top, and it's that man again. Josh.
Oh, they said he was out.
Oluwatassim, but yeah, unfortunately he didn't get a foot in bounds to make the pass a completion. But great work extending the play from McGovern.
Yeah, Liam is a slippery quarterback there. He'll step up, he'll roll out to the right, and he's more than comfortable hanging onto the ball while getting hit to try and throw a strike down the field. I think he was unfortunate there. Josh looked like he'd taken the ball just as he'd gotten out of bounds. I think maybe there was probably about half a yard in it.
Those red lines can be confusing, son.
Yeah, I mean, red lines on the green field, I have said this multiple times before, particularly if you're like red-green colourblind, is very common.
Indeed. It's a struggle though, because those white and sort of fluorescent green lines are the perfect colours, but obviously football takes precedence, unfortunately. Or soccer.
Indeed.
Here we go then, McGovern again looking over the top. And the ball is up, and that's surely interference.
Yeah, flag there on the 30-yard line being thrown.
Literally just got tackled.
Sean, stop calling it. Your feed's earlier than ours. You're seeing things before
Our
us.
feed's better than mine. Yeah, I'm dealing with all this crap.
Halftime, I'm going to make a bunch of changes, but I'm just doing my best here, guys. Sorry.
Half-time, I'm going to go outside and commentate from outside and just shout.
Yeah, we'll take the mic outside. We'll stand outside.
There you go.
On the cage.
There you go.
If you get a long enough USB-C cable,
We could've
you
do
can
that.
it from wherever you want. And we want to sponsor a 30-meter USB-C cable.
So after the penalty, it will be first down Nottingham. It was a blatant pass interference call, as Sean rightly pointed out.
You know what, though? That's almost a smart penalty.
It is.
Because that was a touchdown
Yeah.
if you don't tackle somebody. I mean, obviously they don't know if it's going to be a good throw or not, but you're assuming the throw is going to be catchable.
Particularly with the evidence you've seen so far in the game. Yep, absolutely.
Take 15 yards instead of a TD.
Josh has proved very effective through the air so far. Or Liam even.
Yeah, both of them have been
Well, they
very
have.
effective through the air.
So here we go then. Trips to the left this time for McGovern. Oluwatassim's still out there all on his own, look. Now motion comes, ball handed off up the middle. Welly T bounces to the left hand side and does pick up close to first down yardage. It'll be probably half a yard or so to pick up a first.
Yeah, linebacker was wide open in the gap, and Welly T just cuts straight to the outside, bounces out, and yeah, I think he's managed to get himself almost all of the first down yardage required.
So it's going to be second and maybe a yard. Still 19-0 Nottingham. Second quarter action. McGovern surveys the field again. This time trips to the right. Two receivers in the slot basically. McGovern feeling pressure again. And the ball, McGovern tries to throw that football away. It's called dead, and it's called an incomplete pass, but it's going to be intentional grounding surely because there was no receiver in the area. Yeah,
I think you'd be feeling aggrieved if you were there's a flag down there. Yeah. I think you'd be feeling aggrieved as Sheffield to almost have that not called as a fumble. It's one of those, if you can't see anyone there, sometimes the difference between intentional grounding and fumble is a very fine line. So what's this going to be? It's going to be moved back about 15 yards down. The loss of down as well. That's a killer of a penalty, isn't it? Intentional grounding.
It is.
I guess it's better than a fumble for 6, though.
Indeed it is. So Nottingham going the wrong way on this drive.
So is this going to be third in a very long way now?
Get your passports out, Caesars, because you're going to need to do some travelling to be picking up anything close to first down yardage. Flags picked up.
Actually, I must admit, I would have thought they'd be a lot further back than that.
Maybe they haven't walked it back yet.
I might say unless they've now decided to walk it back, but why would you let Caesars form up?
Or if they're claiming the running back was in the area, maybe they've changed their mind on if it was a flag at all.
Still discussions going on.
Maybe the intentional grounding was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, interesting discussion here. Well, what we can only presume is an interesting discussion.
It is. So there's not been any yardage marked off for that. So whatever that flag has been waved off.
I can only presume they would say that one of the guys, because obviously it was play action, they think someone was in the area.
Was McGovern's knee down before he let go of the ball?
Who knows?
Anyway, here we go. Play is back live again. McGovern's going to the area. He's got protection this time. Swings it out to the right-hand side. And what a tackle that is. Great open field tackle. But a good reception as well. And we did well to hang on to the football. I think that was number 89. We haven't got an 89, so just struggling to pick the number out from my vantage point.
Could have been 87 or 88.
It could have been.
88 and 89 would make sense.
Let's give Nathan Hall a shout, number 88. But you can see Nathan now in the middle of these three receivers to the left-hand side of McGovern. Ben Harrison, 87, just outside him. Could have been either of those guys. Apologies for not being able to pick that out from our vantage point.
Shame you can't give them a half catch each.
I'm sure the statisticians down there will be able to get the right receiver, the reception. McGovern back to pass again. He's going up top to Josh, and Josh goes up for the football, hauls it in, and it is going to be touchdown Nottingham. Nottingham's fourth of the day, Josh's fourth of the day. Unstoppable.
Have yourself a game, myself. Or have yourself a half. Imagine what he's going to try and do in the second half. He's already got 4 touchdowns. What's that? Now 2 receiving, 1 rushing, 1 on special teams. My lord. That man, offensive captain, is being the lifeblood of this team at the moment.
Not hard to see how Loughborough did so well when he was one of their threats. I mean, obviously they got a ton of talent, but that's one of them. I'm not surprised that you can make plays.
It's nice to see, though, him going up and getting that ball, climbing the ladder, going over the top of the DB to reel that one in. On comes Josh Jackerman for the extras. Ball is down and it's blocked. Blocked this time. Picked up by Sheffield. So another unsuccessful extra point, but that will make the score Nottingham 25, Sheffield 0. 4 touchdown half for Joshua Alawatasin. What a great exponent and a great exhibition
I'd say if anybody actually decided to make a BAFA fantasy football team, you'd want him on your team today. 4 touchdowns.
Oh,
My
can you
Lord.
imagine the nightmare that would be BAFA fantasy football?
It would be one of the hardest things ever to try and score.
Man, I got so and so's defense today, but it was a 1-0 walkover. How many points do we get? Is that a 0?
Yeah, I think we may be a way off. A way off.
Considering we still have blurry streams.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 25-0. What do you see for the Giants now? I mean, we're probably middle to end of the second quarter. How do you see them coming back from this?
Well, yeah, there's been no evidence to suggest that they will come back, and you've got to think that Nottingham now are eyeing that 50 burger in their opening game of this 2023 season. I think, if anything, Sheffield have just got to try and put something together, haven't they, and actually keep Nottingham's offence off the field. I think that's just damage limitation as they try that reverse on the kickoff again. It's well read by the Caesars this time. The return are brought down just outside the 20-yard line where Sheffield will take over once again. But yeah, I think it is just damage limitation now. Go back, lick your wounds, and get ready for your next outing.
Yeah, we've seen teams turn around 20-point odd deficits, but usually not this quickly and not with showing very little on offence to start the game as well.
I don't think the defence of Sheffield have any answer to McGovern and Oluwatosin, with the run game as well, kind of playing second fiddle, but also being productive itself. We've not seen the Sheffield offence show any signs of making any sustained progress either. So it could be a long second half for the boys in blue. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Nottingham start rotating players and giving some of their depth pieces.
Well, we've got about 60 names-ish written down on our roster here. You would think that they're going to be starting to rotate. It already looks like they've started the rotation on the defensive line and at linebackers as well, just having a quick look. But, my Lord, what a half of the Caesars. This is how you would want to open your season.
Well, there's 4 quarterbacks as well on the roster. Alex Baldwin, number 4. Obviously, Dan Johnson, number 7. We know about Liam McGovern, who's been running the offence so far.
Alex Stocks travelled up
And
down south.
yeah, Alex Stocks as well, all-star South Uni quarterback with the Caesars in 2022. He started with Sean with the under-19s as well. Sean, yeah.
Drew, yeah, he was a receiver for us back then.
Yeah.
Switched to quarterback, and he's worked really hard down south.
Yeah, been with the Warriors. And also been very successful, I think, with the Imperials University, is that right?
Yeah.
He started for them his whole uni career.
Yeah, so it'd be nice for those 4 guys to see some game time if the score remains the
Nice
same.
little shovel.
Yeah, lovely, well executed shovel pass there up the middle, and first down for Sheffield. Some good footwork by the runner.
I know we're Caesars TV, but we can appreciate a good play by the Giants. That's a nifty little run. And it's like you said, trying to find something that might work. They play again. Teams are very different in Britball month to month. You know, you get uni guys back, you get more experience. I mean, this game could be totally different when they play again.
Absolutely, number 30 there.
Yeah, apologies. The Sheffield roster is not the easiest to read, particularly when we're just on phones as well for the Sheffield roster.
Try and get you a name for that back as and when we can. But first down, Sheffield. Quarterback keeps it this time. Stays on his feet, up past the 40. Out close to first down yardage again. Good quick feet there from Josh Allen.
Yeah, that was Daniel Akpan on the run, number 30 for the Giants. He's had a couple of good runs today as well. You know, there's been, when he's got himself in space, he's shown to be quite a nifty little runner as well. This is probably the best drive for the Giants so far. They seem to be moving the ball.
2 first downs back to back on those previous plays. So go for it. Sorry, Simon.
I was going to say, I wonder whether the Giants are going to keep this ball on the ground, or they've had problems in the air, but you would think that they can't just keep running the ball.
But they do on this first down play. Picks up another 6 or 7 yards. So found something that's working on the ground.
Yeah, I think they're starting to have success with pulling the guard and leading up with the other running back. They come out in this sort of pro look, 2 backs in the backfield. I think they're leading up with the close side running back and they're handing off and they're getting 2 blockers to the point of attack, and I think the Caesars are having a bit of trouble flowing to that, because it's a hard thing to do, particularly with a 3-4 defence.
Absolutely.
You want the 4 linebackers to flow in there fast.
Allen hands off once again. He doesn't actually. He keeps the football himself, bounces backwards, trying to get some daylight, but he's snagged close to the line of scrimmage, and maybe even a loss of 1. They'll give him that forward momentum, which picks up half a yard. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Giants.
Yeah, going to be an interesting call here. Again, I think they're going to keep it on the ground, having seen what they've been doing so far. But I wonder what's going to happen.
So big play for both teams here. Can Sheffield keep this going and maybe get a little momentum moving into half time? Get that 0 off the board will be their plan before we hear the final whistle of the first half. Can Nottingham stay firm on 3rd down? Although you wouldn't expect Sheffield to be punting from here. Allen rolls to his right and then cuts back into his left-hand side. He's in a little bit of trouble, stays on his feet, dances again. He gets enough for the first down. Round the left end, reverses field, gets inside the 30-yard line. And that's a good bit of play by Josh Allen there. Sheffield quarterback.
Yeah, he was looking for the flat route in the off to the right hand side, and then he suddenly managed to reverse himself all the way back and take it up the left hand sideline for a gain of a first down.
Good improvisation by the Sheffield quarterback, rolling to his right first and reversing field all the way to his left. First down, Sheffield at the Nottingham 28. This time does hand the ball off. Straight up the middle, nothing doing there. Pickup of maybe 3.
Now, Simon, you mentioned earlier how hard it is to stop that run against a 3-4 front. Looked like Caesars heard you, because they brought in an extra D lineman down the last couple of plays and scored when they handed it off.
Almost as if playing defensive line for 10 years might help you when talking about defensive line play.
But now they're back on that 3-4. 2nd and 8, Sheffield. Drops back, hands the ball off again. Counter off tackle to the right hand side this time. Well read, good lateral pursuit by the Caesars D. It'll be 3rd and about 6.
I tell you what, that is one of the unappreciated players on defence from Will Hobbs. He's fighting off his blocker, manages to stay outside, force that running back to cut up back inside, and he's got 4 linebackers flowing straight at it. That's the only reason that play didn't go for more yards, was because Will Hobbs managed to come down all the way from his safety position, about 12 yards off, to almost block the key offensive blocker there.
I almost forgot Will Hobbs was playing. Nice to be able to call his name. That'll hurt in the morning. 3rd down, then looks to go to the air and then tucks the ball and tries to step up into the pocket and goes down. It's going to be short of a first down. That tickled you, that, Sean, did it?
Did you see the lineman do a little Olay move? He didn't want to get called for a hold, so he wisely just put both his hands in the air and just kind of went like, I'm not holding anyone. Because, when somebody's running around you in a circle as an O-lineman, you don't know which way to block. Just kind of get in the way, make sure you don't get a flag.
And there you go. There's Sean speaking from experience on the O-line as well.
That's very true.
Great pressure there from the Caesars D-line. All 3 defensive linemen there getting into the backfield just couldn't quite secure Josh Allen.
Big 4th down then for Sheffield, going for it now for... Oh no, and that's going to be a freebie. Freebie for the Giants. Is that number 90, I think? Elliot Jeffrey jumping.
Oh, that's unfortunate. On a big would have been a big 4th down stop there as well, and now the Giants are going to get a fresh set of downs with about 17 yards to go to the end zone.
You've got to love the way that both sides point the other way.
As if the guy didn't jump through. He was like in the air before the ball was out.
He's just taught you it's the first thing you do at D-line. You don't do stance. It's if you jump offside, you point at the other guy.
Of course you do, absolutely. But it is not pulled the wool over the officials' eyes. Rightly so. First down, Sheffield then. The best and deepest field position they've had today. Still 2nd quarter action here from the David Ross Sports Village. And it's going to be a little QB option. Yeah, Hobbsy coming up once again to make the play.
Yeah, they look like they're going for that old shovel option. One in front, one behind, looking for a pitch either way.
Jack Rice, actually, number 33, made the initial contact.
I'd say Sheffield really are looking like they're driving a bit here. I think the next 2 or 3 plays are going to be crucial here for the Caesars. You really don't want to give them a fresh set of downs here. Sniffing the goal line.
Jack Rice, a real imposing linebacker, ex-GB, Army, played out in the German Football League, NTU president as well.
Yeah, I remember those days as a former Euro N player.
Lots of experience for Rice. And again, ball handed up. This is a jet sweep this time, but the pursuit looks good.
Number 9 did a great job.
Yeah, he did indeed. Danny Johns.
Yeah, Henry Scanlon there couldn't quite take him down, but again, being forced down and wide, it's what you want as a defence. You want them running to the sideline rather than running directly up towards your end zone.
Is there anything Danny Johns can't do? He's played like every position.
A little bit of a Swiss Army knife is Danny Johns, you're right.
I've never seen him play centre.
I'm sure he would if you asked.
Seen him under centre?
Yes, multiple times.
I have snapped to him under centre.
Oh, okay.
I know we can do that.
Okay.
We scored.
So here we go then. 3rd down. Empty backfield this time. That rocket screen again does well to begin with, but then it's going to be shy of the 1st down, which is going to be another 4th and short for the Giants. You've got to tell that D-line to hold position and not jump again.
Yeah, you would think that the Giants are going to try it once more, see if they can make it work again. Big play here, and Giants have been running well. It's maybe almost a shade long over what their average has been so far today. Are we empty?
We're empty again. So you wonder whether that rocket screen's going to come into play again.
I wonder whether this is a QB draw.
Yeah, could well be. Could well be. Stay disciplined. Drop it. There it is. Good call, Simon. Got to look for the draw. Rice is there, but is he there quick enough?
I think he's short by the looks of where the top official has come in.
I think you're right.
Yeah, ref's giving a big arms crossed, no goal.
Yeah, and that's big celebrations there from the Caesars defence. Rightly so. 4th down stop after what I feel was probably a 10-11 play drive there for the Giants.
The Giants.
It's big to turn that over there.
Giants were pleased to actually finally get something going, but I think that was number 83, Stephen Ford, who was bouncing off the field in celebration for the Caesars after that stop. Now, how's your long drive game, Nottingham? 90 yards or 85 yards actually on this 45-yard field.
I think your long drive game is throw it up to that corner. I'm sorry, that's a very lowly island to be on when he's already scored 4 touchdowns today.
It's just not a fun place to be as a player.
Come
It happens.
Nottingham though, spread the wealth. Come on, Josh has had 4 now.
Josh can run to the 1 yard line and then lateral.
Yeah. Let's see. You'd expect them to stay on the ground on 1st down here, which they do. Patient in the backfield there.
Nice spin.
Yeah, Welly T, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like he broke out of a tackle there as well for a gain of 2, and then it's turned out to a gain of about 8. Yeah, Welly T, very elusive runner. Yeah, you don't want to see him near the line of scrimmage because he will make you miss.
On the feed there, British Raven, that's crushing for the Giants, that last drive. I agree, particularly after trying to get something going. Christopher Baby, Sheffield run game making up for their apparent fear of passing, yep, and why not? If it's not broke, don't fix it. And on that last drive, the running game worked well for the Giants.
And that's Christopher Baby playing for the season this year, but unavailable due to injury, I believe, today.
Yeah, Baby couldn't make the game today due to injury. University of Nottingham player as well. Mm-hmm. Baby staying in Nottingham to play his football.
And Strong, I think he does powerlifting as well. They recently had a good competition, so it'll be good when he comes back from injury. Add some power to the team.
Thanks, Dan Hewitt, as well, for that insight about the fact that Josh Allen is starting quarterback for Sheffield, but actually is a running back. So to say that he's conducting the offense like he is, fair play to him.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you have to swap in someone for your general starting quarterback, particularly if they're not a quarterback as well. The passing game suddenly becomes incredibly limited, doesn't it?
It does.
Really limits what you've got to do.
Good play on defence there for Sheffield as well, forcing a 3rd and short now for Nottingham.
I wonder if you're going to see that beast formation come out very quickly, or are they just going to run it up the middle?
Who's in at fullback right now? 26? Is that Rico Gordon?
That is Rico Gordon.
We haven't seen too much of him here, and they're going into the split back formation with Rico. He used to play O-line and linebacker, so it brings a lot of power to that backfield. See how it does here.
So 3rd and short then for Nottingham to keep this drive alive. And if they don't, big pressure coming up the middle as well. And McGovern goes looking out to Oluwatesin on that rocket screen again. No flags. Big pressure coming up the middle from Sheffield that time.
Yeah, I think even if Oluwatasi had caught that, he's getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage there. I think the DB had read that very well and driven straight down on it. It's almost one of those dangerous ones where if he'd driven down on it slightly quicker, he might have picked that off and taken it as a running start towards the end zone.
So the punt team on for the Caesars then, first time today. After they come up empty on their latest possession. And Sheffield may well get decent field position again.
Yeah, slightly unusual punt formation here. Generally, you'll see 3 in the backfield here. It's 2 for the Caesars, and they've got a third gunner out as well in the slot there.
Surely not. Surely. Oh, motion as well.
Motion as well. I wonder where this punt's come from.
Well,
fumble!
it is a fumble, and Nottingham recover. I wish you'd stop that, Sean. You're calling things way before we see him here.
I got excited.
Look, if you want to do your commentary and your producing at the same time, you do that, buddy.
There, that was number 11, Scott Barnard there, picking the ball up for the Caesars. That is first down. Heartbreak again for the Giants. They've really struggled on special teams today.
I tell you what, Simon, if he carries on doing that, me and you are going pitch tide to actually watch the game.
Yeah,
all right,
we'll
do that.
Sean,
yeah.
you can do the stream.
You can do everything. You can do everything.
Please don't leave
So
me.
big break then for Nottingham. Quick change of possession after the fumble. And the Caesars are in business inside Sheffield territory again.
I wonder if you take a shot here.
Well, but no one lined up on the slot receiver out there to the right as well.
No, they've got a linebacker hanging,
Yeah.
but if he runs outside...
Let's see. Taking a shot again. And Oluwatasi, incomplete. In and out of the hands. But he had him again. No flags on the play. Sheffield pointing, looking for something, but...
I'm not sure about 5 members of the defense doing a celebration where they cross their arm when you're down 25-0 before halftime.
Yeah, and you just come up with an incomplete pass. Yeah. Come on, boys.
Let the boys play.
Yeah.
A D lineman was doing it. No fly zone.
I have never, ever done that in my career.
Have you ever defended a pass in your career?
One.
There you go.
But here we are. Yeah, taking a shot. I wonder if I spent a bit too long around Grant in the past few years, knowing he's going straight downfield.
2nd and 10. Ball handed off, jet sweep. Good lateral pursuit again. Didn't fool anybody that time. Loses 2 yards on the play.
So, shot on first down, a jet sweep on second down. 3rd and 12. Shot play again, Oluwatasi. I think he almost had his defender beat that on that last one as well, and it's just unfortunate he's dropped that one. I think Liam left it slightly short. I mean, I can't really talk,
Yeah.
throwing the ball 40 yards downfield and leaving it maybe a half yard short.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So 3rd and 12. You'd expect maybe going over to Oluwatasi Island on 3rd and 12. Let's see. Or you're just going to try and pick up maybe 6 or 7 and go for it on 4th down. Let's see what...
Some safety help here.
Yeah.
The Giants are almost playing a 5-0 defense here.
The safety... Does that delay a game?
I think they call false start on the receiver.
Mm.
Bottom of your screen.
Flag thrown very deep in the defensive backfield though for that one.
Here's our referee. Went over for a discussion with his assistant.
Could have been delayed game.
He's going over to ask Sheffield the question as if they might not want to just accept it.
Would you like 5 free yards?
Whereas if it's false start, you just
You
move it.
It's
So I'm
not
not
questionable.
entirely sure what's happened here.
No.
And false start's the only thing I could think of for a pre-snap penalty.
Mm-hmm. Well, even illegal formation, you would just call it.
Well, you wouldn't call it until the snap.
No, that's true. No, that's true. Yeah.
So we've got them moving back. And they've been moved back 5, so I can only presume it was a false start.
Yeah.
And we're living in BAFA's world.
Well, what it means is it's now almost 20 yards for the Nottingham Caesars to pick up a 1st down.
This has been a tremendously long half.
It really has. I've got things to do.
I have a game to coach.
You
My
do?
juniors are here. I just saw them on the balcony. Under 19 teams arrive. Probably wonder where the coach is.
I'm sure you've got a good staff to look after them.
Yeah, they're fine. Coach Dean's in charge.
So now, the players leave the field. I can only imagine it's a timeout or hopefully the 2-minute warning.
Well, there's a lot of players actually walking onto the field. Could that be half-time? I never saw a signal for a 2-minute warning
Neither
or
did
for
I.
half-time. But
Yeah, his hands.
It is.
It's hands in the air, and
Well,
maybe I wonder whether the 2-minute warning was called after the punt and we never saw it because you don't see that kind of thing on turnovers, and it was about the right time frame.
No.
Well, lads, I'm going to put up a holding screen and mute microphones, and then we're going to try to fix this stream nonsense. So, Walker, Matt, why don't you dine us out with your dulcet tones?
Yeah, well, there we go then. So half-time score is 25-0. We've seen 4 TDs from Josh Oluwatasin, 2 through the air, 1 when he played quarterback and snuck it in there, and 1 on the opening kickoff. A couple of turnovers as well. Tomlinson intercepted for Nottingham in the first quarter, and we've just most recently seen a fumble return on the latest punt, which then gives us this 25-0 scoreline. The Caesars will be happy. We're going to go and wet our whistle, let Sean work his magic, and then we'll be back with you in the second half. Don't go away. Welcome back to David Ross Sports Village here in Nottingham for the second half of this Division 1 BAFA clash between the Nottingham Seas and the Sheffield Giants. If you've just joined us, welcome to the stream. I'm Matt Walker alongside Simon Stockwell. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, Matt. Good afternoon now we finally can say it properly.
Yeah, hopefully we've ironed out a few of the gremlins on the stream and we should get a little bit of a better product as this... Oh, the Caesars kick off. The Giants try that little switch reverse on the kickoff again, and the returner gets absolutely levelled.
Yeah, that's a huge start. We saw the Caesars last half start their opening play with a touchdown, and that time they're taking it by absolutely murdering the bloke.
So 25-0 if you are just joining us. 4 touchdowns by Nottingham's receiver Joshua Oluwatosin. 2 on receptions, 1 as a quarterback on a little keeper, little sneak from about a yard away, and then 1, as Simon just mentioned, on the opening kickoff, taking it 90 yards to the house. 1 successful conversion through the posts by Jackerman in all those touchdowns, which gives us that 25-0 scoreline. Here we go then. First down, Sheffield, second half. Receiver in motion right from the off. Quarterback on a designed keep there, but that's met by Elliot Jeffrey, and he's driven back 3 yards.
Yeah, I did speak to Josh Oluwatosin at halftime when I said, could he stop being so greedy? To which he replied, I'm trying, but I'm open. Fair enough. What can you say?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, Sheffield, they seem to be liking, again, with that first play, they're really trying to run jet, and they're trying to run sort of half outside, half inside, off tackle type runs. Let's see what they do this second half.
So 2nd and 13 then for Josh Allen and the Giants. This time it was handed off. Nice little seam up the middle there, and that will going to be a Sheffield first down, number 16 on the carry for the Giants. But they're in business as the chains will move.
Stream looking any better?
A little, yeah, hit and miss. Yeah, Sheffield's got doing a lot of running around, people coming in, people going out. They're sticking with this no huddle, and referees have signalled my time. So the officials have called a timeout for something here. Not entirely sure what.
But unless anything changes, it will be first down Sheffield at the start of this second half. It was a very long first half, or almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, I must admit, for a lot of run plays, it took a very long time.
Not many flags either.
No, it wasn't like stuff we were waiting around for a while for injuries or anything like
Couple
that.
a couple of Sheffield injuries, but nothing major. So yeah, interesting that. As long as the time went on, officials still in discussion.
I have absolutely no idea what that was about.
No. Well, there we go. Play getting back underway then. Starting defence for the Caesars of Fisher, Hobbs, Mickey Fisher and Murray in the secondary. Johns, Salmon, Jepson and Barnard your linebackers, and Robertson, Jeffrey and Scanlon on the D-line. Ball handed off again on first down, and another good pickup of 6 yards or so before number 55, Salmon, amongst others, brings down the runner.
Yeah, very much. They were the runs that Sheffield had the best success on in the first half. They were bringing that fullback up through the gap made by the O-lineman. When you've got 3 down linemen for the Caesars, it's quite easy to get them displaced and get a large gap, particularly then if you're filling it with a fullback from the backfield.
2nd and 4 then. Ball handed off again. Lots of room. Running laterally. Does manage to make a man miss. 2 men miss, and he's got enough for the first down. Good run there. Ran a long way laterally for a pickup of 6, but nevertheless will give Sheffield a first down.
Yeah, Sheffield looking imposing as well to start here. Shaking off a couple of guys, making people miss. I think the Caesars were unfortunate there. They brought a blitz from the other side. Just brought the blitz from the wrong way, and it turned out to go against them that time.
So in the Nottingham sunshine, Sheffield are marching. They'll be pleased the way that the end of the first half finished out with that long sustained drive, and they've gone back to similar at the start of this second. Empty backfield this time. Quarterback Allen rushes outside of the pocket trying to look for some daylight, but he's snagged by number 9, Danny Johns.
Yeah, it looks like the Caesars have moved to 4 defensive linemen there. They had a 4th guy down on the line. I think they just bring one of the linebackers down, but yeah, it definitely looks to be improved. I know the passing game for Sheffield's not been great today, but I think the Caesars are probably going to stick to a 4-man front, I would say, with how this is going. And we've got, I think Sheffield have taken a timeout here. Yeah, Sheffield seem to have taken a timeout.
I think the one area that Sheffield have been having success has been obviously running the football, and therefore you would expect Nottingham to try and solidify up on the D-line a little bit more, so bringing Foreman in there does make sense. So far they've been having a little bit of success with Jonathan Thompson running the football, number 18.
Yeah, we've had Baron Abrahams, number 16 as well, running the ball. And I think Daniel Akbo, I can't remember your last name, I'm afraid.
Akpan, I think.
Akpan, that's it. I knew I was close. Number 30 running the football. You know, a good rotation of running backs there. To have 3 running backs all can run the football for the Giants.
So Sheffield timeout early in the second half, 25-0 Nottingham ahead in this home opener from David Ross Sports Village here at the University of Nottingham, the site of what was an epic Bucks final between University of Nottingham Gold and the UWE Bullets for the 2nd year in a row, it must be said.
Yeah, I was unfortunate to be on the losing side of both of those games.
But great advert for British University American football, though, both outfits. And it did look at one point like University of Nottingham Gold rather, were going to get themselves back into things after UWE took out an early lead, but unfortunately not for Gold. Great open field tackle there by Jack Rice, 33 for the Caesars.
Yeah, that was a great play coming down from his middle linebacker spot. Saw the guard pull away on the trap play, straight down to fill the gap.
So 3rd and long now, 3rd and 14.
You've got to think they're going to try and go to the air here, but with how they've been, I reckon this could be a rocket screen out to one side if they get the right number of receivers out there. Although it looks like we're going to go for a 2 men in the backfield.
That's the same formation we've seen for much of the game. So Will Hobbs on the far side now coming to switch. There's going to be a blitz coming off the edge, well actually contain more so, and that's well played defensively by Nottingham. Didn't allow Allen to get outside the pocket, forced him to run up the middle into the waiting arms of those Caesars defenders.
Yeah, it looks like number 93, Henry Scanlon, taking him down there, and Sheffield coming out to punt again.
So some signs of promise from the Giants, but Nottingham squash any life out of that drive pretty quickly. And I assume that man, it's actually looking like Will.
I think Will Hobbs will be back as a returner.
So Will Hobbs is back to return.
Can the old man take it back for a touchdown?
31-year-old Nottingham veteran. The ball is scraped over. It might have even had a little bit of a, I don't know if it was kind of tipped on the way through, but it's not got a lot of distance on it, and it's going to fall inside Sheffield territory, where Nottingham will start their first possession of this second half.
Yeah, it looks like Sheffield gained less than 10 yards net distance on that punt. You would be hoping for more like 40 or 50, really. Sheffield punters not had a great day today.
So let's see if there's any change in the Nottingham offence. McGovern back on, as is the 2 running backs, Draper and
Welly T looks like he's in the backfield there.
I just couldn't remember his nickname. So the backfield is the same. We've still got Olotassin out on the right hand side.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. That's not good. Ooh, McGovern goes down and he falls awkwardly. His knees seem to get stuck in the turf. Is he going to get back to his feet okay? Because McGovern did seem to get his cleats kind of stuck in the turf there. And
we've got Sheffield Giants indicating as if they've got the ball. Seemingly not.
McGovern is limping around though there, look.
I mean, he was taken down high as well. It was close to being a horse collar tackle on that one.
But a complete broken play. McGovern turned expecting a back to be taking that football off him, and there was nobody there. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, in a heartbeat,
Got about 3 guys on him.
you're on the deck, 7 yards adrift from the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 17 then. Need a bit more protection from that line. McGovern to the air, and that's too short for Ben Harrison, the intended receiver. But a lot of pressure again in McGovern's face, and he's not moving overly well.
Well, I'm not sure anybody would be after being taken down like that. It would look like a brutal hit to be taken down. I wonder whether, with the Caesars are 25 points up, I wonder whether you're going to see a rotation in quarterback here at some point if McGovern continues to be sort of ginger on that knee.
3rd and long then for Nottingham. Watterson on the top side where he's been occupying all day long. You wonder whether McGovern can push off that leg though to be able to get the ball into a position for him to catch it. Let's see, hurrying the centre up now. He's going up, that drops back, and that's going to be a fumble. Strip sack and recovered by Sheffield, and that series from McGovern goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, I think that was an outside linebacker blitz straight off the edge, run right around the tackle. And there we are, strip sack, recovered by the Giants. That's a big momentum that they need really to push off in the second half here.
And you can see McGovern at the top of the screen there, just in the top right corner. He's met by one of his coaches, and he's very ginger. I think, like you say, Simon, maybe Nottingham need to consider a change at quarterback given the scoreline and actually to give these guys a bit of experience. But on that series, you'd be reluctant to put a new QB in there given the protection. Yeah,
it's strange because we haven't really seen huge protection breakdowns like that. We've had a couple of, the odd sack here and there, but that's kind of as you expect. There was a few plays there where there was big protections, 2, 3, 4 guys getting into the backfield. It's generally not what you're going to see.
So Sheffield in good shape then on this second possession of the second half. Going to pick up possession on the Caesars 36.
I think with 2 in the backfield, I think the Sheffield ground game is going to start rolling again.
Sean.
Seem to have a bit of a timeout on the field, trying to figure out what's going on here with the refs.
Yeah, they seem to be doing quite a lot of that, these refs, to be fair.
They know this is a doubleheader. We got another game to get to.
They like having a bit of a discussion, but again, big thanks to BAFA as ever, referee Robin Boyd alongside Mike Crutch-Harvey, umpire, John Franklin, Richard Samples and Paul Todd make up the remainder of the crew.
5-man crew today, right?
Indeed.
5-man crew.
Yeah. So here we go then. First down Sheffield, ball in the air, and it takes a one hopper out to number 87 for Sheffield.
Now, the right guard there was stood very high in his stance, and as soon as the ball was snapped, he's pulling off to the left there. Sheffield really going for this power lead concept. I think it's the one that they sort of zoned in on at the end of the first half to see as that was working the best. I think that's what they're going to go to, but it seemed a bit like an RPO there. The quarterback looked straight for a slant and then just one hopped it to the receiver. So I wonder whether we'll get the same, whether the left guard's going to pull around here on this sort of power leads concept.
So keep your eyes on that offensive line. Man in motion this time. Ball handed off. Oh, and the DB there seemed to bounce off. Yeah, it's Sam Fraser there had an opportunity to make the tackle and seemed to bounce off his man. Fortunately, there was another Caesar defender there to rally him out of bounds.
Yeah, Sam Fraser, who we've got down on the notes, arriving late, has worked for the NFL Academy. So Sam Fraser has managed to get himself down here for the game.
Oh, does it? That's great.
Third down and long for Sheffield already. One incompletion. One run of no gain. Empty backfield now for Allen. Going to the air again then. He's got time.
He's got a lot of time.
Flushed left. Tries to get it out to his receiver, but again, rolling to his left, throwing to his right for a right-handed running back quarterback is no easy task.
No, not in the slightest. Trying to get the shoulders square, feet turned. It's a difficult task for quarterbacks as a whole, let alone a running back who's been I was about to say shoved in, but we don't quite know. We may have had a practice session.
So 4th down then, and Sheffield look to be punting again. Maybe Will Hobbs will get a chance to return this one, because you can't imagine the punter's going to want to put a great deal of power on this. Little pooch punt, maybe aiming for the corners.
Yeah, let's see if Hobbs can set himself up a return here.
It's a low snap. It's well fielded. It's gone high.
It's gone very high.
And they're going to try and make that one bounce inside the 5, and they do. Down to the 4-yard line. Well executed by Sheffield. Puts Nottingham in all sorts of trouble for their next series.
Yeah, I think that's the best punt we've seen from Sheffield today. That is a proper, not quite a field flipper, obviously, but, you know, putting them inside the 5-yard line, you're going to think that Welly T is going to come out, James Draper's going to come out, and they're going to be running the ball a few times. Welly T at half-time, I went and had a chat with him, says, and I quote, "I'm only playing on one ankle."
Oh,
so
it's a very good ankle.
It's a very good ankle, Welly T. Yeah, he's doing a very good job there. Yeah, we've got Oluwatasin. We've got Ben Harrison at the bottom of the screen. I think that's Mark Martin in the slot, playing a sort of big slot receiver, tight end type. We still got Liam in at quarterback.
It looks like we have, yeah. McGovern's still there at quarterback with the 2 same backs as well. On their own 4-yard line to start this series. Goes to the air. Nicely done. Little play action pass there and straight over the top. I don't think he had any intention of handing that on when he saw Martin in the slot and he was uncovered to start with. Knew that little slant would be open.
And Matt, I'm so happy to say this. Your stream's now in sync with mine. You called it just as I saw it. I almost gasped because how good of a play it was, but you beat me to it.
Oh,
good job.
Thanks. All part of the service. So nice first down play. Get them out of the shadow of their own goalposts.
Did you just see the corner at the top doing a bit of the YMCA?
Yeah. Not quite sure why he needs to be focusing on that rather than the unenviable task of covering Josh out there. This time ball is handed off. Nice footwork again, then lowers the boom at the end. Does James Draper. Fancy footwork to start with, then brings the power to finish the run.
I was just about to say, Sheffield look like they're dropping a safety in. They're only playing 1 high coverages. They're trying to stop the run here. I'm glad I didn't say it because it didn't help that time.
Some nice quick feet from Draper to get himself through the hole out the other side, and then, as I said, uses that power to pick up an extra couple at the end to make 2nd and 4. McGovern again then. 2 to the bottom of the screen. Draper once again off tackle to the right hand side, and he lowers his head and manages to fall forward for 3. 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Yeah, it's a great run by him because he looked like he's got tackled sort of line to gain, not quite that, sorry, line of scrimmage, not line to gain, and then just falls forward for another 2 yards. He's been posing back.
He goes off now and a personnel switch.
Well, there's some beef on this package.
There is now.
My goodness, I'm gonna go ahead and show us the beef if I can.
But again, who's quarterbacking right now? It's our man. Josh hasn't had the football for a little bit, so line me up under centre. And look, I'm not sure he's going straight down the middle there. There's loads of room around this edge if he's going to try and take off and use his speed. And here it comes. That would suggest he's going wide on this. Oh, and there's a false start. False start, unfortunately, by Mark Martin. And that's going to revert the offence to type and bring McGovern back for a 3rd and 7 as opposed to that 3rd and a long 1, almost a short 2 there.
Yeah, we even got the end zone camera set up all for you just so you could watch that.
Wow. So 5 yards further back then, McGovern coming back into quarterback. It may well end up in the hands of the same person who was about to take it though. Josh Oluwatasin trips to the left for McGovern, one back in the backfield.
Wonder if we're seeing the rocket screen down to the bottom of the field here.
Yeah, a distinct possibility. There's a handoff pressure again, ball up for grabs, and that's going to fall harmlessly short in direction of Oluwatosin.
Yeah, it looked like Liam made the decision he was going to Oluwatosin pre-snap. We had the rocket screen down to the bottom of the field. Looked like it could have gained a few yards, although I took my eyes off it to go and watch the fade.
So 4th and long brings the punt unit out again, and a bit of an unauspicious start for the Caesars offence at the start of this second half. Still 25-zip in favour of Nottingham. Sheffield will be feeling buoyed by the way that this second half started.
Yeah, I think Sheffield really now need to get some points on the board to get their momentum going. I feel like if they can get themselves a quick score on this drive here, they're going to feel like they've got a chance of coming back into it. As I would think we've seen, 25 is not an unbeatable score. It's over the head.
And this is what's going to happen here? He's going to have to drop on this and take a safety. Surely he manages to get the kick away.
We've got a flag out halfway down the field, a Sheffield player with his helmet off. I think we've got all sorts to unpick on this one. It looked like the snap went straight over his head.
Yeah, so let's pick the bones out of this one. The ball's coming back to the original line of scrimmage by the looks of things. At the moment. Sorry, Simon.
I was wondering if there was a...
Let's see if we can read some body language of these Mr. Officials.
Yeah. I wonder if there was holding on the return team possibly, because that would negate anything if it came before the punt.
All right, look, I'm gonna guess here. What happens if you grab the back of someone's helmet and rip it off?
Now you see, I did say there was a Sheffield player missing a helmet.
Well, that seems to be what the debate is here.
So therefore, that will be against Nottingham anyway.
It'll be against Nottingham anyway. So
you decline that and take the safety, I assume.
Well, if it was a safety, the punt got away.
It did appear that they got the kick away.
And then no safety was signalled immediately after, which is what you would do. Have we got John Boy watching the stream here, so we can do the lip reading for anyone who watches that YouTube channel? Very good at lip reading officials.
So yeah, the discussion continues, but it does look like it's against Nottingham, obviously, for ripping another player's helmet off.
Yeah, I mean the gesture was quite reaching from behind, and so what if they do this? Is that a face cage? Is that allowed?
And what has already been a long game is elongated even further.
So, time to see what happens here.
Let's zoom out and see if we can get our referee.
Oh,
waving the flag off. Oh, okay. So therefore, if they're waving the flag off, that will mean it'll be first down Sheffield from where the punt,
Flew out of bounds.
yeah, which is about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very short field for the Giants. What did I say? Quick score on the next drive. That's what they need.
And the way the run game is operating, you wouldn't bet against it. So, it's the 5-yard line. There were maybe even the 6, trying to pick out the red line there on that stream.
Let's be generous. Let's say it's the 6.
Okay. So 6 yards to go. Let's see whether Nottingham, this supposedly vaunted defence, can hold firm here. And at the moment, they've been unable to stop that run game. That's well done, though. Great second tackle. And that's Elliot Jeffrey again with the tackle. It was Isaac Sarr.
I think Isaac Sarr had the first initial contact there, flying down.
Well read. And again, you can gamble a little bit here as Nottingham, because you know they're going to run the ball, particularly on first and second down. You'd be surprised if they put it through the air with the success they've had on the ground so far and the inability to pass. So second down and goal from the 9. Now going to the air though. Little rocket screen again, see if they can get anything working. Well read, nice reception, but well read. Just trying to pick the number of that man on the bottom of the pile who managed to make that tackle, and it's 31. It's Chris Jepson who managed to fight off his defender basically, his blocker, and bring down the receiver. So third and goal, back to what was the original line of scrimmage.
Caesar's moving to a 4-man defensive line. looking full time here now as well. Want to stop the run here with 2 in the backfield.
Lots of space over to the left as well. Motion to the right, then motion to the short side of the field. Oh, that's been taken the wrong way. There was a misread there, miscommunication in the backfield, and that play was broken. And Josh Allen at quarterback didn't have a lot of opportunity to make much on that. Yeah, absolutely. Xavier Marshall Odenor on the tackle.
Must admit, I think I saw the left guard false start a bit there. There was a little bit of a hop, and then the ball moved. Yeah. Oh, we've got a signal. Again, a signal I've never seen before.
And there's no flags.
There's no flags. 4th down. Big call here for the Giants.
The only call, though.
The only call, I agree, but big call, run or pass.
Mm-hmm. And they're spreading things out. 4 receivers. Nottingham really need not to jump. Got to keep their discipline here. Allen motioning a man across. Looking for the sweep, but then it's kept by Allen, and he's stacked up. Keeps his sorry, Simon.
They've called forward progress.
Yep.
And I must admit that is an enormous celebration by Mickey Fisher there, number 32, who I am contractually obliged to say as a friend of Mickey Fisher, he is old.
Same age as his jersey number?
No, I think he's about 30, but bearing in mind that he still plays university football.
Oh yeah.
I've known him to be very old for university football.
I would say compared to these guys, probably about right young age. I mean, really.
Which guys are you comparing him to? Us?
I mean, heck, I played last year. I'm in my 30s. There are a lot of guys in their 30s on the field right now.
There are.
That's beauty out of the ball.
So here we go then. Nottingham take over again after that big stop.
Here's the pressure.
Yeah, big pressure coming. Well, at least being alluded to by Sheffield. And here it comes. McGovern thinking, right, there's 3 men there on my right-hand side and only 2 people to pick them up. But there's no safety help really at all.
I wonder if this is a fade up the far sideline to Oliver Tassin.
Oh, is that going to be delay a game?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the looks of it, Liam's complaining to the quarterback. The quarterback, the official.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that?
I've not seen the delay a game. Oh, there it is. There it is.
I was going to say I was confused. He gave almost neutral zone infraction.
He gave one of those. Neutral zone. He gave a false start. Anyway.
Maybe he was asking him to pick. What would you like? I mean, it's only going to cost him about 2 yards here. It's not going to cost him many yards, and it does push him in towards safety zone. But you would hope they'd get 0 yards at least on a play.
Look again. So
heavy pressure, cover 0 almost.
Yeah.
Dropped him to cover 1 look now.
But still, that safety only around 6-7 yards downfield. 3 receivers out to the right from McGovern as well. He's going to try and get this ball out quick if he hands it off. And he's done well there. Welly T's done very well. If it is number 25, and he's done very well to give them some breathing room.
Yeah. He was hitting the backfield.
He was hitting the backfield. Yeah.
Yeah, very well from Welly T. Even if he's complaining of playing on one ankle, that one ankle seems perfectly fine.
So second and 2. Sorry, Simon.
I was going to say that's a big play for the Caesars. That completely opens up the playbook for them now. They can call whatever they want. They've got no worries about the safety anymore.
Second and 2. 4 receivers, 3 to the right, 1 down to the left-hand side. No score in this second half so far. 25-0 in favour of Nottingham. Here we go. McGovern then to Draper this time, and Draper makes one man miss, stiff arms another man, stays on his feet, and will pick up the first down.
Yeah, imposing back. He shrugged one guy off, stiff arms another guy, keeps himself moving. Nottingham really looking to move the chains here. I wonder if they're just going to keep this ball on the ground, take up some clock, try and get out of this game now.
Sean, smudging a bit again. Just so you know. So first down, Nottingham then. Still inside their own 20. But as you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, the whole playbook open to them. And again, they hand the ball off to Draper, like you say, trying to maybe get this clock just to run a little bit now. take some time off, get re-established their run game. Because I think they'll see keeping Sheffield to 0 points as an important objective now moving forward as well.
Yeah, it's not even just a statement against the Giants, it's a statement against the entire league. Now, you know, you've got Sheffield walking in, you go, okay, they didn't score, so what are you going to do when you come to us?
Same formation, waiting for Coach Lawless on the sideline to signal in the play, or whichever one of those dancing gentlemen in white at the top of your screen you can see that they're reading off. Second and 3. McGovern taking his time again. Pressure being shown. Here comes Oluwatasin up the middle, and he looks to play decoy. Ball in and out of the hands.
That's Ben Harrison, I believe.
It is Ben Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say that it's a statement to the entire league, but of course, the next game for both of these teams is against each other in Sheffield next week. So they're going to get a repeat of this match up in Yorkshire in a week's time.
Yorkshire? Is that where their pitch is?
Sheffield. He's in Yorkshire.
Is in Yorkshire.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've been there.
Oh, Sean. South Yorkshire. Is Sheffield, Sean?
These large counties. It's like Lincoln. It's so big.
Oh, no dear, Sean. Providing light comic relief there for us.
Welcome to Caesars TV for all your geographical needs.
I was in Sheffield last week. You'd think I'd know this.
Yeah, you would. So Nottingham then faced with third down and short after the incomplete pass. Ball handed off. Nice footwork again. Beautiful in and out movement. And that's Chris Baby. Oh, it's not Chris Baby. He's not playing. Because he's not playing. Sorry, I thought I saw 39 from a. Okay.
Is that going to be Ben Pugh?
Big Ben Pugh back on.
Nifty work from Ben Pugh there as well.
Two great sign steps.
Keeps the chains moving.
Keeps that clock running.
Fresh set of
Junior's
downs.
got to kick off at 3:30, guys. Come on.
Well, we've got an hour and a quarter until kickoff then, Coach.
Is that the end of the third?
That looks like being the end of the third quarter.
Keep it going, guys. Keep it going.
Which gives us an opportunity as we change ends to thank our sponsors for today. First up, UK Drone Service, based in the East Midlands. United Kingdom Drone Service are fully qualified in RTK mapping, confined space surveys, roof surveys and industrial inspections. Whether it's residential, commercial or industrial, contact United Kingdom Drone Service for all your surveying needs. Email address is cameron@ukdroneservice.co.uk. Also want to thank the Pizza Box, Nottingham's finest wood-fired pizza. Event catering tailored to your needs. Weddings, birthday parties, hen and stag do's, festivals and any other celebrations. Find Nottingham's finest, The Pizza Box, on Instagram, Facebook and at thepizzabox.uk. And finally, before we get this first play of the fourth underway, the UK American football scene, Britball for All, looks to bring everything from the latest news, fixtures, latest scores, results and pictures from domestic American football as we see first down handed off again to Pugh. Pugh is stacked up there by 5 Giants. Covering the adult, the senior, the women's, the youth and junior disciplines, UK American football scene, Britball for All have your Britball needs covered. And you can find them on Facebook. So thank you to all our support and sponsors.
We're giving a shout out to UON as well for hosting us today. Obviously, we've booked the pitch here, University of Nottingham and David Ross and the streaming capabilities.
And there seems to be quite a lot of movement going on as well with returning students around campus as well. Lots of parents dropping.
Yeah, coming back
from spring break almost, end of semester. Yep. God, how much time do they got for Easter? I'm a teacher.
4 weeks.
4 weeks. I'm a teacher. I got 2. Yeah. Shocking. Anyway, second down and 12. Ball handed off once again. Huge hole up the middle this time.
Is that Rico? Let him go, buddy.
I believe so. I hadn't noticed him before.
Yeah, it's 26.
Yeah, it is. It is. So Rico picks up a good 8-9 yards on that play. Oh, in fact, they're going to mark him a bit shorter than that. But third down and 6 upcoming. Still McGovern in at quarterback in the fourth quarter. I am a tad surprised. But again, I suppose first game of the season, you want your starting quarterback to get a good run of things as well. going forward. And equally, you don't want to show Sheffield anything more based on the fact that you're seeing them next week, like you said.
Yeah, get McGovern in a bit of rhythm. Maybe next week, if they feel comfortable, they go to someone else.
Hand off again, and Rico tries the left edge, but he's snagged and dropped for a loss of 2. I'd like to see McGovern a little bit more, after giving that ball, a little bit more sort of histrionics, rolling out, faking a throw, just to maybe try and keep a pair of eyes, at least one pair of eyes of the defence on him. He kind of just gives the ball and then stands back and...
I wonder if he's a bit ginger on the knee. If you are still faking it, you are technically still live to be hit.
Yeah.
We have seen it before where there've been a couple of questionable hits, not in this game obviously, but in games in previous years. Questionable hits late on quarterback. So I wonder whether he's just trying to keep himself protected here up 25-0.
He could throw an arm though, couldn't he?
He could throw an arm.
So third.
He'd throw the ball.
Well, not if he's handed it off.
Well, I guess. Why do you want him to throw his arm down? He's already lost a knee this game.
I meant like throw it
I
like
know, it's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, come on.
Time for a punt.
Harrison in motion. Third and also it's fourth down. You're right. That third down run by Rico wasn't very profitable. So that interesting. Just threw me a little bit. You don't often see people motioning on a punt.
So Matt, you're a teacher, yeah?
Yeah.
How about I come do a American
We'll
football
be-
session at your school?
Yeah, we need to. It was brilliant when you came in last time.
Is that something you do? It is something we do.
Is that something? Is it?
Yeah, it is. No, I've
Yeah,
been to
it
your
is.
school.
I know. Yeah,
This
yeah.
will be the third year in a row, right?
It will. It will. It
And,
will.
a bunch of your players are on. A bunch of your students
Students.
are on my flag team as well.
Yeah, that's great.
I think there's 4 or 5 students from your school on the Nottingham Arrows flag team,
I think
and they're going to be on the Caesars soon, coming up as they get older.
Tommy Lorimer, who was the first of my boys to join you, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we go. First down, Sheffield. Inside handoff again. Good run. First down run, in fact.
Yeah, big gain of yardage there. Gain of about 13 now for the Giants.
So again, the ground game proving the most likely source of profit for the Sheffield outfit.
But yeah, I mean, on a serious note,
Yeah.
if you like the stream, what you saw today, the Caesars adult team still recruiting, the under 19 teams recruiting. There's under 17 flag football in the area. We do sessions in schools. You can reach out. There's American football for everybody.
All over. Even if you don't want to play, you can get involved in the coaching, in the administration, in the organisation, on game day.
Take my job as the camera guy.
Absolutely. Second down and 8. Pickup of 2.
You're going to think Sheffield are going to have to get a move on if they're going to want to get some points going here. I know they're going to struggle with the pass, but really running the balls, all they're doing is draining the clock here. So I think they're going to struggle if they keep running the ball.
Yeah, indeed. This game, fourth quarter now, realistically out of reach. 25 points in one quarter will be going some, particularly with what they've shown so far. And that's in and out of their hands. Tipped by Matt Barnard. Great coverage. That big arm coming through as the pass was in the air and knocking that away from the intended receiver.
Go, Coach Matt.
Felt a bit like commentators' curse. Say they need to start passing the ball. Goes to pass the ball. Incomplete.
So third down then for Sheffield. I think Nottingham would be disappointed that they've not put anything more on the board in this second half so far. Oh, fumble! Just like that. Oh, and there was a chance there to be run back. But it's 54. It's Isaac Sarr came through and stripped the football. Recovered eventually by Sammy Robertson. And Caesars are in business again.
Yeah, that was a great play. Flying down from the linebacker spot to strip that ball out as well. That's an enormous play from the Caesars defence there.
And I think flying down was the right description because he was coming at some pace and literally a straight line through to the ball carrier, punched that ball out, and there was an opportunity for one of the Caesars to pick it up off the first hop and run it in, but just couldn't secure possession. But nevertheless, as the lineman runs on late,
All he was doing was letting the offence have a bit more work.
yeah, and that's good. Reps are important. So here we go then again. First down, Nottingham. 2 receivers either side. McGovern still in at Q. And hands the ball off. I think that's Rico once again. So Rico getting it. Oh, and Rico spills the ball now. But good awareness I think that's Elliot Harvey, number 20, who's dropped on that football as Rico coughed it up after trying to do a little bit too much at the end of the run.
Yeah, that was impressive from Elliot Harvey, keeping his eye on the ball and then suddenly diving into go and fish that ball out.
That's one way to gain 3 yards.
And get your name on the stat sheet. Yeah, absolutely. Nice to see them giving Rico some work, though. T. Welly and Fraser have done their job for the afternoon. You'd be eager now to try. If it was me, I'd want to get that ball back in Rico's hands again now, just to try and give him some confidence back, and they do just that. And he runs into a wall of Sheffield defenders for a pick-up of 3.
I think he managed to run into his own lineman and push him further forwards by the looks of the lineman falling.
I'm going to take a guess
over.
here. I'm not in their coaching huddles right now. He tried to take one wide last drive, and I think one of the coaches put his arm around him and said, "Rico, you go up the middle,
please.
That's your assignment. Is you go up the middle. You're a power back.
Straight line, please."
So if you fall forward for 2 or 3, that's better than going around wide and losing one.
Coughing it up. So 3rd down and 4. 3 receivers to the left. Nicely done. I thought he was passing that to the official, but it looks like Harvey, who's got room off the left side, bounces outside. Touchdown, Nottingham. Harvey's first of the day and a 3rd touchdown pass of the day for McGovern.
Yeah, that was great from both Harvey and McGovern. Quick play action fake, pop pass up. It looked like it was just a straight stick concept, couple of hitches turning around, but there was 2 blocks downfield from the 2 outside receivers, and that was what sprung it. The 3rd defender just couldn't quite get there. Looks like Sheffield are playing a lot of man defence, cover 1, cover 2, and it's leaving them quite vulnerable if you get those kind of short passes, turn round, get the guys blocked, and your 3rd defender can't get there. He's wide open into the end zone.
Indeed, so on comes Dan Johnson to hold. And Jackerman will try and... Oh, it's a poor snap, to be fair. Johnson does well to get it down, but it's messed Jackerson's approach up. And unfortunately, that one's going to fall short of the goalposts.
Now, unless there's been a change in the rules I don't know about, I thought he's just run into the holder there. And because the ball wasn't tipped... Oh, no, the ball was tipped, I think, and that then makes it fine.
Okay.
But I was a little bit confused as to why flag hadn't thrown out, because I saw Dan Johnson being absolutely obliterated by someone coming off the edge. So there we are. That's going to make it 31-0 to the Nottingham Caesars.
So extra point, no good. Like you say, 31-0. Midway through this 4th quarter now. Real time, we've been going 2 hours 30 minutes, so we're not too far away from wrapping up the first home game of the season for the Caesars. Undoubtedly, it will end in a victory for Nottingham, and they're going to be hoping it's going to be a shutout victory and send a statement to Division 1.
Yeah, I mean, interesting Division 1 this year with Nottingham, Sheffield. They've got Birmingham, Sandwell, Northants, Chester. You know, big division, some big names in there as well. So, going to be interesting to see who comes out of this one with the number 1 seed.
Yeah. Chris Baby there on the chat, trying to claim the stats that I was trying to give him while he's out of action. Sorry, Chris, got to take those off you, I'm afraid. Kick is up. And there's that reverse switch once again. Looks for a gap. And there isn't one coming. One thing that struck me a little bit today is that there's a lot of first-time tackles have been missed by Nottingham. I think when they go back to training, I think they're going to look at this tape and they've got to try and say, we've had players in position, but we've got to try and wrap up. Not with a second, third guy there making the tackle.
No, I agree with that. There's been a lot of first couple of guys. We've got a giant just limping off the field to the bottom. But we've got, there's been a lot of tackles where first tackle's an arm tackle, or they've not quite got him down defensively. There's a lot of the quarterback's just managed to slip out. I know he looks like a bit of a
running back.
a running back, so he's used to it.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of running around for them. I think tackling is what they're going to want to look at. That and point afters.
Yes, absolutely. Run games look good. Passing game with Ola Watterson just put the ball up and he'll try and catch it. And that one is almost intercepted.
I started moving the camera. It was so close.
That got pick 6 written all over it.
Yeah, that was really close. I can't quite tell you who that was. I think it was maybe number 31, Chris Jepson, flying across there, but couldn't quite see that. What was interesting is that there was a lot of pressure in the quarterback's face, but I think it's almost design pressure. All of the offensive linemen were releasing to try and go downfield to block for that. I wonder whether that put the throw off a little bit because it was a wobbler.
Yeah, indeed. So second down. You know that defensive back's eyes lit up though when he saw and he started to read that screen. Handoff on second down. Snagged well that time. Yeah, Elliot Jeffrey amongst others on the tackle.
Jeffrey was literally holding on to that guy by the jersey, holding him back, making sure other people could come help.
Yeah, I think that was a great play by him. I think he's managed to shut his block off, and then just as the blockers turn around to hit him again, he's got a piece of him and just managed to stop him there.
So third and long then upcoming for the Giants, who have shown signs of life in this second half. And the fact again that they're playing Nottingham next week, I know the 31-0 scoreline isn't overly hopeful, but they'll know that they can run on Nottingham at the moment. And there's another example of that. Bouncing off tackles again for another first down. Big pickup on 3rd and 9.
Yeah, what were we saying about those missed tackles there? I think a couple there, otherwise it would have been, maybe a gain of about 6-7, 4th and 2 left, but instead it's first down, chains are moving. The Giants here will want to score, not even just for pride, but just for, the confidence going into next week.
But I say, if I was defensive coordinator for the Caesars, I'd be doing some tackling practice this week. That's Jeffrey again on the tackle there.
Is that you volunteering, Coach?
Well, I would do, but I'm at the pool.
I'm just saying. You can come down. You want to coach?
You know how much I would love to come back doing that, Sean.
The problem is your son's one of the best swimmers in the UK, so...
Not quite. He just swims a lot. He's currently down. In fact, he's in more ways right now swimming.
You say he's not. What was the medal he got just a few months ago?
Well, we'll move on from that. Let's not big him up. He's doing all right. The boy is. He's having a tough weekend this weekend, but he's doing all right.
Interesting that Caesar's gone back to that 3-man defensive front. Before was working so well.
And the ball is handed off once again. That's well stacked at the line though that time. Well read, shot the gap really well.
Will Hobbs coming in with a little shove, just because he feels like it, I think.
Jack Rice there shot the gap really well from his linebacker position and snuffed that one out. So 3rd and 5. You've got the experience on the field of the likes of Rice and Hobbs and like you mentioned Scanlon earlier on. There's so much football knowledge and experience and intelligence.
Yeah, it's one of those. These guys haven't just played Division 1 adult ball; they play Division 1 NCAA players as well. They're used to playing the highest level of competition.
Absolutely.
that the world can offer almost.
Absolutely. So back here comes blitz. Pressure. He just manages to get away, and is that intercepted? No, just put down. The 38 there is Josh Jackerman, the kicker. Nearly got himself an INT.
Yeah, it looks like the Caesars starting to do a bit of rotation here at defensive back at least. Looks like the defensive line's been rotated through quite a lot as well throughout today. Seen multiple guys there on defensive line making plays.
Sam Fraser back deep to return this kick. Oh, now Sam obviously not going to be kicking. It is 4th down, but really they've shown that they can pick up first downs on the run from 9 yards out. So they only need 6 here. So, I mean, I think we're being hypercritical of Nottingham when I talk about the tackling because this is the first outing. There's going to be some rust to rub off, some cobwebs to blow away, and for all intents and purposes, it's been a solid performance for game 1.
Yeah, very much so. I think tackling is always one of those that just improves as the season goes on, right up until the end. That's usually when you see your best tackling as you go into your final games, into the playoffs. But yeah, I think the Caesars here have done very little wrong in the sense, there's been a couple of missed sort of assignments on the offensive line, a couple of times running backs cut the wrong way, but there's been no major blunders from the Caesars that have cost them anything here really. The closest we got was that nearly safety where the snap went over the punter's head.
Yeah.
But if that's
from the field, we were 6 minutes left in the game just about a minute ago, so I'd imagine
5 minutes.
Well, no, because it was just before first down. I got the message.
Okay, so there we go then.
So
So
we have 5 minutes left in the game.
4th down, Sheffield.
You and I both know 5 minutes left in an American football game.
Yeah.
It's like if you say you got 5 minutes to get your hair ready. So we know it's going to take a long time.
It does. It takes me all morning. I was up at the crack of dawn. So 4th down, then going to the air. There's that little screen again, little sort of rockety type screen, but that's well snuffed out. And it's some afters. But 33 is Jack Rice.
Yeah, that's a great stand by the Nottingham Caesars defence. I mean, you would hope that the Giants might try and push the ball down the field a little bit, but obviously with their quarterback issues, I feel like they're trying to throw screens and hope they can set the blocks up as opposed to sending it down the field.
So Nottingham then, under 5 minutes remaining, we assume now. Inside Sheffield territory, 31-0 ahead. They would just want to try and keep pounding the punishment. But
I think this is going to stay on the floor here.
I think you're right. And actually, if you look, there's one man not on the field, and in fact we have a new quarterback, number 4. We've got Alec Baldwin on, and he finds Harrison with his first snap.
Now, Coach, I'm going to make a small correction. It is not Alec Baldwin, the actor. It's Alex Baldwin.
Did I say Alec?
Former
Apologies.
Caesars under-19 quarterback from last year.
Apologies. Alex Baldwin it is.
And a completion on his first time. Fooled you. We all thought they were going to run it.
Well, yeah. But interestingly now, look, you see, it looks like Ola Watterson has taken his leave for the field as well for today after an incredible contribution. 84 at the bottom of your screen now is Sam Adair.
That's the first time in a while I've seen a running back completely stop in the backfield and then go forward to get positive yardage. I'm almost certain he turned around and started running backwards at one point, but that looks like Rico managed to pick himself up 5 yards for the first down.
And it's enough for a first down, as you mentioned, yeah.
Can I reminisce for a second here? We just had Caesars junior graduate quarterback handed to a running back, and the left tackle was one of ours as well.
Wow. Your program's working, Coach.
Well, we're getting there. Got a big game coming up here in about an hour after this.
Against the same Sheffield Giants.
Well, hopefully it's not the same. It's not the adult team. I don't want to play them.
Well, I don't know. You know, they'll be worn out now.
They will be tired.
Yeah.
They'll be much larger.
Baldwin handing off again. Lovely footwork. That's Pugh, I think, again, who picks up the first down and then some.
Yeah, it's great footwork from Ben Pugh there. He's managed to shred off 2 or 3 tackles there. Not usually Ben Pugh's forte. His forte was normally as a north-south runner rather than an east-west runner.
He's got a really quick single jab, like a side shuffle step.
Yeah.
He's really good at that. Did that twice that run. You've probably tackled Ben Pugh before, haven't you, Simon?
Yes, I have. Multiple times.
So first down, they can get another first down without scoring.
If they do that, it'll be a running clock for the remainder of the game.
Yes, it will. 35 points ahead. Will instigate a running clock. Almost the mercy rule. Baldwin again going to the air, and he's got time, and he puts the ball out, and it's behind the intended receiver, who was Scott Barnard, and not anywhere in the vicinity of Sam Adair either.
Yeah, it looked like he's just thrown it between the middle of the two. Unfortunately, not entirely sure which one he was going for.
But lovely protection. He had time to set.
Protection.
Step up, throw off that front foot, actually step into the throw as well. I think is that.
Well, Caesars have such a big offensive line. You gotta love when didn't Vic come off the bench today? I think he came in later in the game, and you look at the size of their left guard.
Yeah.
That's who you have coming in.
That is huge.
He is huge. That's huge.
So Alex Baldwin will be looking. He'll be disappointed there that he didn't find the end zone. He rolls now to his right. He's under pressure and he's tripped. And fair play. Credit where credit's due. Great pursuit by number 8 for Sheffield. Little tap tackle on Baldwin. That puts the Caesars in a predicament now. 3rd and over 20.
I think this is referred to as 3rd and a bus ride for most people. So we've had a couple of passes here as well with the new quarterback. I wonder whether this is going to be a heave up towards the end zone. See what happens. You're on 3rd down.
I think they're going to give it to Big Ben Pugh. That's my prediction.
Well, Rico's there as well. But Ben, yeah, off to the left-hand side still of Alex Baldwin. So let's have a look then. And no, we go into the air again. And he's got time, and that's into triple coverage. A very brave pass. And actually, unfortunately, Sean, that left guard you were talking about got pushed right into Alex's face there.
Well, a great play for the Caesars on that.
So here we are, 4th down. Go on. We've just done predictions. Let's do it once more for this 4th down. What do you think?
Oh, you're going to throw it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do max protection, throw it up to one of the guys and see if they can get single coverage somewhere.
Yeah. Well, maybe Alex is looking for the triple coverage just because.
Alex, look for the edge, my friend.
This is where you want Oliver Tassin back on the field. Just go, okay, no
Oh,
one
I know
else
that.
matters. No one else matters. I'll look at you. We'll throw the fade. It's 4th down. We'll see what happens.
It's like when you got prime Randy Moss. You're not throwing it to someone else. Why are you trying?
So here we go then. Alex Baldwin, 4th down. Still with that bus ride to go. And it's this time, oh, nice play action. But he's got pressure in his face. And that is intercepted. Tipped and intercepted. But I suppose, even though that's
You probably want the bat down there with no run back.
I was going to say, from Alex's point of view, he won't want that interception on his stat sheet. But actually...
He's probably just gained them about 10 yards.
Exactly. So,
Punt, I think.
Yeah.
To be fair, it also bounced off somebody's hands.
It did, so it wasn't completely Alex's fault at all, no. No. So 31-0, the score remains. Sheffield back on the field with their offence.
And Simon, we got to be in the last few minutes of this game.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a 2-minute warning, but we didn't see it in the first half, so who knows? I think we must be getting close down to the end here.
Can't be far away. Can't be far away. Ball handed off then to try and run that clock down further.
Look at the number of burgundy jerseys round there. There's only one not stood there, and that was the far corner.
That's Sam Fraser thinking, right, you don't need me, boys. You got this wrapped up.
I'm sure he's there as a, oh no, just in case he spins off.
Absolutely.
And goes out the backfield, I'll stay here and just be safe.
Pick up of 1 on 1st down. So Sheffield will have to lick their wounds, recover quickly, and then get ready to take on these Caesars again next weekend in South Sheffield, Sean. Which is, well, it's rather South Yorkshire.
Yeah, I was going to say the Caesars got a few games in quick succession here. They're playing Sheffield today, Sheffield away next week. Then they welcome Birmingham to the David Ross Sports Village on the 14th of May.
Seems to be some sort of stoppage. Could be 2-minute warning, perhaps. I can't imagine either of these teams would have called a timeout.
You wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, there's a signal for the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
All right, 2 minutes left in this one. As a heads up, we will do a pretty quick wrap up.
Yeah.
Because I'm coaching the next one, so I gotta leave.
That's absolutely fine. Ball is going to be put in the air then. Dumped off, and that is intercepted! And that's going to be 6 more for Nottingham. They've scored on offence, they've scored on special teams, and now the defence has come to the party as well.
And for the life of me, I couldn't tell who that was. It may have been Jack Wright. I think it was 3-something, but yeah, we'll give it to Jack Rice until we know otherwise.
Yeah, I'm unsure as well. Far side of the field, away from our cameras. Can't really. Obviously, Sean's trying to track to see who remains celebratory.
Still had the ball.
Yeah.
There we are. Scores in all 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. I also got a text from someone earlier telling me that there are 4 phases of the game because, of course, people say that sideline is a phase of the game as well. But you can't score from the sideline.
No, you can't.
I tried once. I caught a punt. I got called for a flag.
I'm sure Sean has not mentioned this in every University of Nottingham stream so far.
You know
this
what?
year.
It was a traumatizing experience. Speaking of kicking, by the way, we've had a little bit of trouble with the extra points. Let's see if we can clean that up.
Yeah, it'd be nice for them to get 1. And again, it's the snap more than anything because Dan Johnson will be back there thinking, please don't let me have to stand up and get splattered again.
Yeah, it looks like Jordan McCabe there, long snapping, who is the normal centre as well. So I wonder whether there's some amount of being thrown into the fire. I believe the regular long snapper Andrew Wilkins is not here today, which doesn't help. and long snapping is not one you don't have a lot of.
No,
Most
it's
teams
not.
don't have two backup. They don't have a backup long snap.
No.
Some teams don't have any.
Nope. So then let's see if they can convert this just to put the cherry on the cake. Better snap, better kick, and that looks like it is good.
I believe that kick is known as getting a passerby to throw it back. He's cleared the fence with that one as well, and those fences are a good 30 foot high.
So that will put our score to 38-0 in favour of Nottingham. Does that score flatter them? Is it fair? What do you reckon, Simon?
I reckon it's probably a fair score, all things considered. I think this could have got out of hand a lot quicker had the Caesars kicked off in the second half. You know, we were 25-0 at the half. You could have seen that kicking on to 50, 55 plus. So you know, I think Sheffield should feel relatively happy with their second half performance. Obviously, their first half performance, not one they'll want to look back on. But you know, they'll have to watch the tape, see what's happening before next week.
Oh yeah, from conceding 25 in the first half to 13 in the second half. I mean, you know, if you're going to be positive, that is an improvement.
It is an improvement.
You know,
they were moving the ball as well.
They
were. Just unfortunately come short on fourth downs.
And if anything, unfortunately, with Josh Allen as a running back at quarterback, they're a little one-dimensional.
Yeah, it doesn't help, does it, when you're going to be a one-dimensional offense and you know that you can't push the ball deep. You know, you can't test the safeties. You know, all the safeties will Hobson, I think Mickey Fisher playing safety. They know they can just drive down on the football.
Absolutely.
They're not worried about playing deep.
There's that interesting kickoff formation again. The ball is spilt a little bit, but then picked up, and there's a little bit of room here. And he's up to the 45. He's past midfield, and this could be...
Nothing.
It's going to be a touchdown, Sheffield.
It's going to be a block in the back from the 35.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a flag. There is a flag there.
Mickey Fisher in the middle of the field, absolutely. Oh, Sean, he zoomed in too far.
What are you zooming in on there,
I
Sean?
was trying to zoom in on Mickey. I'm sorry. There he is.
So...
Oh dear, the old man
It was a pretty blatant
throwing
block
his
in the
hands
back.
up.
It was.
The guy crackback blocked him, which would be, you can't block towards your own end zone anyway, even if it wasn't in the guy's back.
No.
Plus it was in his back.
You kind of feel a little bit for Sheffield because it was the rest of the setup and the blocking was good, but yeah, blocking the back is a block in the back. God, that's easy for me to say.
Well, it's one of those, most block in the backs in that situation are unnecessary.
They are.
If you stood there and did almost like a pick, just hold your ground.
Yep.
The guy's going to run into you.
Yeah.
He can't go through you without falling over. You probably still would have scored.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a frustration flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's one of those that they throw the block, and sometimes guys late in the game they just want to hit someone.
Yeah.
You know, particularly when you're down quite a long way. So let's see what's going on here. There seems to be they're talking to the Sheffield coach, I must admit.
There's both, yeah.
No, there's both.
We've got both sidelines.
I think they might have called the flag on Mickey.
I mean, it would be funny to call a flag on Mickey.
Well, he was literally standing in midfield doing star jumps.
But equally, I think this bottom official as well is almost talking about them calling the game. I've seen him put his hand up to the sky a little bit now. I don't know whether or not the decision will be that, yeah, enough's enough here.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're inside the 2-minute warning. Must be a matter of seconds left.
Well, we'll see what the referees decide on. They seem to be walking back to the middle.
Chain crew have picked the chains back
chains
up.
have been picked up.
Yeah.
Those players got to play.
Mm-hmm.
Chain crews, junior players, they got to go get chained. Not a lot of being in uniform while doing chain crew.
No.
So we've got a block in the back signalled here by the official.
Yep, so we will carry on. It looks like.
Yeah.
Taunting or whatever.
Yeah, so I think we're going to re-kick. Penalties offset, re-kick. There you go, there's your redo.
All that for nothing, really.
Yeah, particularly while we're in running clock as well. All of
There
that.
we are now, absolutely. Over the 35-point barrier, or the 35-point differential, as it were, which, as we mentioned earlier, brings out a running clock. Oh, in fact, no, it's not a redo.
He signalled for the first down.
Yeah, it should be Sheffield's ball.
Yeah.
And then, I wonder whether Sheffield have just said, "Oh, we'll take the ball and we'll see what we can do." But there can only be 60 seconds left in this game, really, at this point.
So we'll start doing the recap now then, Sean, to save you a little bit of time. 6 touchdowns for the Caesars in their opening fixture then. 2 in the first quarter, one by way of opening kickoff return touchdown by Josh Oluwatosin. I think I say that different every time I say it. Going to the air, going up top there, nobody at home over the middle there. Then we had Josh taking a quarterback sneak at the end of the first quarter to make it 12-0. Josh carried on the scoring in the second quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns to double the lead and add 1 through the boot of
This must be it, folks. The
Jackaman
quarterback took his helmet off the pitch and just started walking.
That gave us a 25-0 scoreline at the half, and then in the second half we've had 2 further scores added, one through Elliot Harvey on a reception, and then the latest one, we think, Jack Rice on that pick 6. Conversion was good by Jackaman, which gives us that score of 38-0. So I know Sean has got to rush off, so I will thank, first of all, our sponsors, and thank all of you for joining us on the stream. Thank you, Simon. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a great game to watch, great game to commentate.
And thank you, Sean, as well, for all your efforts. And obviously, as these streams go on over the next few home games, we'll try and improve as and when we can. But for now, from us, from the University of Nottingham, the David Ross Sports Village, we leave you with the Nottingham Caesars victorious in their home opener by a score of 38-0 over the Sheffield Giants. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time on Caesars TV.